said, I am so sick of Mumia, Mumia, Mumia. That's all you ever hear. But what did she name her book? She didn't say Danny was murdered by Mumia. She said Mumia. Because this name, if you didn't know the name Mumia Abu-Jamal, you wouldn't know the name of Daniel Faulkner. He would just be another police officer who was murdered in this city that nobody know the name of. But because we will not sit back and allow you to kill our brother, not that you haven't tried several times. Several times you tried to kill Mumia. But Mumia's life is not in your control. It's in the control of the people and the source of life. Because it was left up to them, Mumia would have been dead with hepatitis C. Let me tell you how important Mumia is, since I'm talking about hepatitis C. Because of Mumia, the list of inmates throughout the state of Pennsylvania and every state in the United States, the epidemic of hepatitis C has ceased in some places. Because when Mumia had hepatitis C, these motherfuckers inside here that want to act like they law when they're a motherfucking outlaw. Mumia, because of him, thousands of men, women, and children in judicial system is able to live, to breathe, to be healthy, because his case was the precedent case that showed that these people are criminal. It was exposed in the courts, right in, what's that place we was at? Where the case was at in, when the case was up in, for the hepatitis C, when there was, Scranton. And you know, people told us that we would be a fool to go up there in Scranton and demonstrate. Let me tell you something. I don't give a damn where they put Mumia at. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there with the evidence that show that Mumia is innocent without fail. They can put him on the moon. We'll be up there too. But because Mumia had hepatitis C, and he didn't, when the prison officials changed records so that he couldn't get treated for hepatitis C, his lawyers, his medical lawyers, filed the suit, filed in court for him to come there and present the case. Now there's a difference between Philadelphia and Scranton. Scranton judges, Scranton people, and which people was telling us, don't go up there, it's Jim Crow up there. I don't give a fuck about Jim Crow, you know. The reason why we was up there was for Mumia. When we were up there putting out information, white folks who lived up there joined in our demonstration because they were suffering the same thing that we were suffering. Their loved ones were suffering with hepatitis C. In order to get the cure, not the maybe cure, the could be cure, but the cure. In order to get that, you had to be bleeding from your esophagus. Over 60% of your liver had to be calcified with, what's that thing? Had to be calcified. In other words, you had to be close to death. And what happened, because Mumia, and we all thought about that, we were able to have that overturned, but not without them trying to kill Mumia. Mumia We went up there one time, he was almost in a diabetic coma. He was close to death. But we was allowed to demonstrate outside the hospital, demonstrate inside the hospital, just like we doing here. In Scranton, we went into the building, filled the place up, just like we doing here. Our point is to let people know what's going on and what happens, because the shit that's happening to us ain't unique. People was telling us about their loved ones. White people in Scranton was taking the mic to speak out about the injustices that they knew was happening, the framing of their people on the inside. In Scranton, we left from Philadelphia, we came from New York, we came like from all over, like here, was able to fill this large courtroom that must have seated about, somebody that was there, about 150 in that courtroom. The 150 that was in that courtroom, but they had an overflow courtroom that was bigger than that. They said they never used it before. They were shocked because we were in the big courtroom, we was in the overflow courtroom, we was in the halls, we was on the outside, and we act the way we were supposed to act. That we in defense of an innocent man. We're trying to stop a murder. And yo, we did. Because the judge, after he heard all the evidence, after he seen how the prison lawyers, the prison officials had manipulated and changed paperwork around so that Mumia could not get the necessary medicine that was needed, it was exposed in the courtroom. There was a doctor that was from the Mahanois, was he there? And from Mahanois, and when Bob Bull, who was one of Mumia's lawyers, said, this paper here that you signed, the guy said, oh no, I didn't sign no paper. They tried to get me to sign a paper. He knew signing that paper meant the death of Mumia. So what he did, what Bob Ball did, was had him let him know what was going on. The judge heard it. In the meantime, the judge turned around and said Mumia was to get the hepatitis C. These people are so hell-bent on killing Mumia. Mumia was very sick then. But what they did was they filed, asked the judge, could he not let the appeal go now, hold off, give them chance to file some papers so that this couldn't, and the judge said, no way. No. From what he's seen there was disgraceful. And when the judge read the criteria for getting the hepatitis C cure, people got to understand what hepatitis C do. Some of the brothers in the prison was telling me, or certain brothers was walking around, they had eyes like black cats, and the color in there, it dries you up, and it gives you cirrhosis of the liver, and these people say they're not given the cure. And here's another thing. The cure was $1,000 a pill. $1,000 a pill for hepatitis C. They got the cure from a third world country, which it was $3. $3 a pill. But here in the United States and America, they did what these motherfucking officials in America do. They overcharge it so that you can't get what is actually needed to sustain life. How many mothers, children, had to live with the fact of their loved ones in prison dying, and they had the cure and wouldn't give it to them? But long live the power, the source of life that pulls all things together. What they did was made it possible for everyone to be able to get the hepatitis C cure. And I'm telling you, the only reason why that happened is because we give a damn. We give a damn. We challenged them. We went after them. We exposed them. We shut these streets down. Like more than likely we're going to do that today. We either going to do a victory, shut this motherfucker down, or we're going to shut it down because of the injustice that they continue to put out here. I really wish somebody could. You got the key? I'm bringing the press. I was going to bring the press key. Oh, okay. Also, did anybody find out what courtroom? 802. Anybody wanting to go up to the courtroom? Yeah. The courtroom is 802. And I'm going to need somebody to be going back and forth to let us know what's going on up there. So where's Pastor Keith? He's back there. Pastor Keith, when you least expected, you know you selected.
Free Mumia. Free Mumia. We're here in spite of the delay tactics. They knew that a week ago we had an onslaught of people would be here, but we're still here. We're here for freedom and liberation. We're here for justice. I spent 3 hours with Mumia at Hanoi, and I got to know him in a very intimate way. I grew up as a young man listening to Mumia on the radio, and he mesmerized me. He captivated me. He inspired me. And when he told me that as a teenager, he wanted to rename the high school Malcolm X High School, and they developed a file on Mumia back then. They had an FBI file on this gentleman. Mumia is factually innocent. Mumia is legally innocent. This is a crimogenic society. It's a society based on crime and founded by criminals and fleeing felons. We're here today to say that we lift up our voices as one. We believe in the spirit of liberation. I believe in liberation theology. I believe that we're not just here to do spiritual works and do spiritual good, but we're also here to liberate the oppressed. We're here to speak truth to power, and we're here to challenge power that is unjust power. So we're here today to lend our voices and our spirits, and most of all, our bodies. Your body is a weapon. Your body is a tool in our own liberation. We live in the most oppressive society on the planet. They criticize China. They criticize North Korea. They tell you all about all these oppressive governments. My brother know from Black Alliance of Peace. You live in the most oppressive regime on the planet. They will repress any voice that's a voice of liberation. They say that Mumia was this horrible person. Mumia drove a cab. Now, how you going to be a gangster driving a cab? Mumia was one of the best journalists this city has ever produced. He turned down money. He turned down opportunity to compromise. The people you see, the black journalists you see in the paper today, I'm not going to call their names, but they get a check every 2 weeks from the establishment. Mumia said, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to speak for my people. I'm going to tell the truth, no matter who it reaches. And for that, he was identified and targeted even as a young man. We know that he is innocent. Our presence here today says that we love him. We cannot be deterred or denied. So we salute Mumia, and we say, free Mumia and free them all. Free all the political prisoners in this crimogenic society. I'm going to do my best to make it into the courtroom. Thank you. Uhuru!
Free them all, free them all, free them all. Come on to our brother, right here, our brother. Because we're going to keep building, family, because we understand that we in liberation time. Is that right?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Netfa Freeman. I'm with the organization Pan-African Community Action. It is also a member organization of the Black Alliance for Peace. I'm on the coordinating committee of the Black Alliance for Peace. I'm here with my comrade, Oliver Robinson and Paca. We came all the way down here from Washington, D.C., all the way down from we came up from Washington, D.C. And I think the first thing that we have to say is that I'd like what Pastor Keith said, that this is the most criminal country in the world. It is the existential threat to humanity. It militarizes the planet. It has the longest held political prisoners on the planet and incarcerates more people on the planet than any other country. When it comes to try to posit itself as a model for justice and democracy and peace and all that, we all know is nothing but lies. When we say Mumia is innocent, and we talk about what the FOP and Maureen Faulkner, well, maybe not Maureen Faulkner, she might want to believe it. Maybe she believes it because she's in the psychological issues with her. But our enemies who spout that Mumia is guilty, they know that he's innocent, just like we know. They know that our political prisoners are prisoners of war and that they are waging a war against us. And part of that war is to cloud the minds, to delude people, to obscure reality and obscure the truth. But we're out here today to not only bring Mumia home, because that's what we're here to do, and we're here to declare that Mumia is innocent. Mumia is a model. Mumia is a model, a revolutionary model for what we all need to be doing. Mumia has been in prison and has stood up for humanity in spite of the fact that whatever he does might even make them want to prolong his imprisonment. He does his commentaries. He speaks truth to power in spite of the fact that those who don't want no truth spoken to power might prolong or do things to prolong his incarceration. He stands up. He puts his life on the line. He gives the ultimate sacrifice that a revolutionary can give. And so as revolutionaries ourselves, the only thing we can do, we have to be grateful. The worst crime that a revolutionary can commit is to be ungrateful to the people who have supported the revolution. And Mumia has supported revolution. I can't really say a lot more about Mumia that everybody hasn't said. I can say this. I grew up in Philly. And had not heard of Mumia until we moved to Washington, D.C. That's our people? All right. I'm gonna give it up. So we got some people coming to support, and we wanna hear from them.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Say what? Okay. Say what? Come on. Mumia. Say what? Come on. We're gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick. Come on. Wall by wall. We're gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Say what? Brick by brick. Come on. Wall by wall. We're gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Say what? Brick by brick. Hell yeah, baby. Wall by wall. Time is free. Mumia Abu-Jamal. Get my car. Time is free. Wall by wall. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. You got it. Brick by brick. Wall by wall. We're gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Y'all all right? Why are we here, brother? Why are we here? Newark, New Jersey just checked in. Come on. Yeah. We didn't come to party. We didn't come to play. We didn't come to dance. We came to shut it down to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Krasner, the time has come. Judge, whatever the hell your name is, the time has come. Return to order, police. The time has come. Maureen Faulkner, to stand on the truth for once in your life. The time has come. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Yes, the time has come. Look at us. Come on. From all over the country. Teach. Other places all over the world. Come on a work day, in a working class, powerful, organized, and mobilized, and unionized way. Yes, sir. In an international united front. Come on. For justice. And been rolling like this for 40 years. 40 years. 40 years. and you wonder why we say the time has come. We brought Maroon home. It's time to bring Mumia home.
That's right.
We brought Jalil home.
That's right.
It's time to bring Mumia home. Time has come, y'all. Time has come. So we're not here to showcase and dance. We're here to turn it up. Salute my big sister, Pam Africa.
Come on.
My son, Gabriel.
Yes, sir.
Right? All our young folks are starting to make noise down here in the Philadelphia South. We've been waiting for you. We're about to do something special. Good to see you, son. It's been a long time. Right? Good to see everybody. Let's turn it up for Mumia Abu-Jamal. All power to the people. What's the call? 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 All power to the people, y'all.
All power to the people.
We fired up, y'all. We fired up. Is that right? Yeah. Are we going to bring him home? Yeah. I'm going to say this. Regardless of what's going on upstairs in that courtroom, he's already a free man. Is that right? Yeah. I say Mumia Abu-Jamal is already a free man. Yeah. For 40 years, he's been a free man. Even from the confines of the cage. You understand that his mind is free. His spirit is free. His soul is free. His body might be caged, and that's going to become a home soon. That's a free man that you see right there, family. As he writes his 12 books, as he provides his commentaries, he is one of our war generals. He's one of our war captains. He's one of our war liberators. And with the power of the people, we will bring him home, family. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. What's the call? 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 We want to stay focused because, to tell a little story, just 3-4 short months ago, over 40 cities across the country and across the world converged in a global protest about Mumia's 40 years of conviction. July 3rd through the 15th, there were over 40 cities participating in actions, demonstrations, protests, shutting it down in the spirit of Mumia Abu-Jamal. From Philadelphia to New York City, to the Bay Area, to Detroit, to Chicago, all points in between, to Germany, to Mexico, to France. There were global protests saying that although our brother is imprisoned for 40 years, we understand that in the spirit of our ancestors, we're going to bring him home because they said so. Because Jalil is home, because Robert King is home, because Herman Bell is home, and all the names here in Philadelphia, the Move 9 are home.
That's right, that's right. Never give up.
And I'm going to tell you something, family. I remember 20 years ago, for some of us 25 years ago, for some of us 30 years ago, they said, Brother Gabe, it would never happen. Brother Zaid, they said your work is worthless. They said, Brother Gabe, why are you doing those protests, those petitions, those marches, those meetings, that galvanizing, that strategizing, that organizing, that mobilizing? We're doing it to free our people, man.
Free our people!
I don't care if it happens in 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, or 20 years. The goal is bring them home. Is that right? Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. We don't give a damn how long it takes. We're going to bring them home. We got a sense of urgency, but it took Sekou Odinga 33.5 years. But we brought him home. It took Mike Africa 40 years. Mike Africa Sr., that is. But he's home with his loved ones and his family and Debbie. And they have brunch and they have breakfast and listen to music. Listen to the OJs and the old music. And they smile and they go on trips and they go to the beach and they organize and they have family functions and they do the things that we do as human beings, family. That we forget about and we take for granted. 40 years of bad, poor health care. 40 years of medical neglect. 40 years of the worst conditions. 40 years of terrible water. 40 years of compromised health. With that being said, we want to say and raise up and uplift and say rest in peace and power to our brother Delbert Africa. Is that right? We also want to say rest in peace and power to our brother Chuck Africa. Is that right? We want to say rest in peace and power to all the ancestors and all the prisoners of war who the system tried to negotiate their freedom by keeping them long enough so they will only have weeks on the outside, quote unquote. But see, what they don't know is this. When our brother Russell Maroon Schultz came home last year after almost 50 years in prison, y'all, 50 years. The implacable Maroon. One of the things that his son always says is that Brother Gabe, when he came home and was able to see his children and go to Juma and be with the family, that was one of the most important and potent moments of his life. And so we can't take for granted and allow this wicked system to lie to you and say to you that our work is in vain. No way. He was able to die on his own terms. He was able to make transition on his own terms with dignity and not from the confines of a cell. Is that right? I want to be sober today, family. I want to be sober-minded in this movement because our capacity to move forward relies on our ability to maintain a strong sense of momentum. I am inspired by today's turnout, y'all. Free them all! Free them all! Free them all! Free them all! Everybody on the live stream from around the world, we want to say thank you to everybody watching. We want to say thank you to the Love Not Fear movement. Shout out to our brother Jamal Jr. Peace to Jamal Jr., y'all, who's organizing and mobilizing on the West Coast right now as we speak. And so we want to bring up a couple more speakers as we find out today's caseload, and we're going to strategize and we're going to find out what's going on upstairs. But let me say this, family. One thing that Mumia Abu-Jamal always teaches us is that even if we bring him home today, we still got more work tomorrow. I'm going to say it again. Even if we bring him home today, we got more work to do tomorrow. Rochelle McGee is still in prison. Huh? Rochelle McGee, I said, is still in prison since 1963. The longest political prisoner right now. So Mumia Abu-Jamal can't be free. But Imam Jamil El-Amin is still in prison. So we still got work to do. So this movement of Love Not Fear, this movement of Mumia Abu-Jamal, this movement of People's Org for Progress from Jersey understands. That's right, raise it up. Uhuru movement, New York City, we understand that freedom for Mumia Abu-Jamal just means one thing, on to the next one. And our ability to concentrate our energy in a way that all of them then come home. As we see, we're gonna see a domino effect of our prisoners of war coming home. They're all gonna come home. And that is the work that we have as a part of our heart work, spirit work, warrior work. We must never forget those who put on the most sacrifice during a time of serious war for our people. In the 60s, 70s, those folks who understood war at a different time than many of us could ever understand. That sacrifice was pivotal towards our freedom and liberation struggle. Without those individuals, their work, their ideology, their framing, their foundation, we don't organize today without them. And so Mumia Abu-Jamal falls in that beautiful, wonderful, revolutionary continuum. Mumia Abu-Jamal, who was surveilled at the age of 15 years old. Mumia Abu-Jamal, who organized at Bret High School. Mumia Abu-Jamal, award-winning journalist. Mumia Abu-Jamal, author of 12 books. Mumia Abu-Jamal, provider of so many commentaries on prisonradio.org. Mumia Abu-Jamal, voice of the voiceless. Mumia Abu-Jamal, humble. Mumia Abu-Jamal at SCI Mahanoy. When I visit him, everybody says, "What up, Moo? What's up, Moo?
What's up, Moo?
What's up, Moo?"
What's up, Moo?
Everybody know Moo on the block because he makes himself connected. And now we're seeing, due to his work on the inside, a new generation of politicized prisoners. And the same work that Maroon was doing, the same work that Imam Jamil is doing, the same work that so many of our political prisoners have done and are doing, politicizing those on the inside, politicizing those behind the walls, so that we can create a continuum of revolutionaries who will come home and do that work and get to business and stop playing around and free our people. So what's the call, family? What's the call? 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 I'm gonna bring up my brother, traveled here, longtime supporter, organizer, mobilizer. My brother right here. Bring him up for Brother Ralph, y'all.
What's the call? What's the call? What's the call? All right. On the move. Long live John Africa. That's right. I appreciate being here with everybody here, part of this movement. Mumia has been a mentor, long distance, a father, and have definitely taught me how to sharpen my perspective and critique against this decadent system. And as I said before a long time ago, none of us are free until Mumia and all political prisoners are free. None of us are free until Mumia and all political prisoners are free. And so I'm glad to make this journey 6 to 8 hours to be here, to make the call and to raise the call internationally. I love all of my comrades from the Love Not Fear campaign, the Free Kamal Coalition, and also the Peace Coalition that's coming up. Because at some point, and I hope everybody hear me clearly, at some point we have to create a unified, merged movement to free all of our elders and infirm people from prisons. Every single one of them. Because why? This system, this country should not dictate when our elders die and how they die inside of these cages. And so if any of us believe in freedom, we believe in struggle, liberation, as Mumia has taught us clearly, as Mama Pam has taught us clearly, as John Africa has taught us clearly, we must continue, because why? The struggle continues. So on live liberation, on live the struggle, and let's free our dear brother Mumia Abu-Jamal. Straight ahead.
Free Mumia! 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 Free Mumia!
Hello, family. I just want to say a few words because sometimes we don't even understand the power that Mumia Abu-Jamal has. We don't understand the fear that they have of him. Anytime they want to get rid of a prominent black individual in this city or in the state, across the nation, all they had to do was associate him with Mumia. You know what I mean? Yep. Here, Mumia was on trial. Debo Abdul-Deli, the baddest man they ever had in the Civil Rights Division. You know what I'm saying? All the Republicans, all those racist individuals was trying to change the voting laws, and they couldn't do it because Debo Abdul-Deli was kicking their ass every time they came up. But now what they had to do to get rid of him, they said that he was Mumia Abu-Jamal's lawyer, which was a lie. He wasn't. But now, putting him with Mumia, they wind up firing him. And I mean, it wasn't the Republicans that did it. It was some Democrats that crossed over to remove him from his job as civil rights chief. You know what I'm saying? Right after that, Shelby County versus Alabama. Anybody know anything about law? Look it up. I'm not making this bullshit up. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't change the law until they got rid of him. After they got rid of him and the Republicans won, they closed 1,000 voting booths in black neighborhoods. 1,000 in 1 week. You understand what I'm saying? And then they tell us to go vote. How we gonna vote when they keep kicking us in the ass every time we go? You think what I'm saying? And then they try to pretend we can vote these people out. You got 174 U.S. representatives by law cannot have their seats. 5 U.S.C., check it out, don't take my word for it. 5 U.S.C. section 7311 says, anytime you advocate against the Constitution in any manner, you violate your oath of office, you forfeit your fucking seat. How come the Democrats is not telling them that? That is the law. You know what I'm saying? And if they put one of them racist Trump individuals in Pennsylvania, I will personally file against them and show people that either the law means something or it don't. Republicans want a civil war. They are demanding it because they know that they don't know how many Trump people is in the FBI. They don't know how many Trump people is in the CIA. You know what I'm saying? But now whenever they need to get rid of somebody in a prominent position, they'll put their name with Mumia and they'll remove him because I started to say something, but the Negroes will run to the high heels. You know what I'm saying? And to get away from him. He is a powerful man. He is feared by these people. I mean, feared. And we should understand the power we have. God damn, the Supreme Court don't run nothing. If you understand law, Congress runs everything. That's why they're trying to take Congress back. You know what I'm saying? The Civil War was fought because of state rights. And you're going to tell me they're going to give it back to them? Suppose they say tomorrow, no more 13th Amendment, no more 14th Amendment. What you going to do? Go back to the plantation. Well, Mumia's a bad man, and they know it. They don't want him out of here. And we, I don't know what the fuck we think about. Hey, there you go. Hey, free Mumia.
Free Mumia. I want to make sure that we're clear also on the materials that we're handing out. Because once we, if you have some flyers, we're going to be giving it out to people who are downtown here and in the neighborhood here. And you want to hit all these points because these points are very critical for us. Mumia Abu-Jamal, Black Panther Party veteran, writer, and community activist. We talk a lot about the history of Mumia Abu-Jamal and what he means and the work that it meant to organize. That's right. People know what it is. We're getting all the honks today, family. We've been getting honks since 8 o'clock this morning. Women out here since 8 a.m. They've been honking all morning, family, with support, with solidarity. We know what it is. Our people know what it is. Thank you, family, for that support and for that honk. Mumia Abu-Jamal, Black Panther Party veteran, again. It's very important. I see Brother Shep in the house today and many others. There are many other names of Black Panthers who are still locked up, family, from their work in the 60s and 70s. See, we're here for Mumia Abu-Jamal, but there are many others. That's right, free them all. But there are many other names. I want family to go to JerichoMovement.com, and we can support our family members with Brother Jihad, our national chair, for the Jericho Movement. We can get a comprehensive list of PPs, right? Political prisoners, who you can write to. Why do I always say that? Because we can never forget those who made the sacrifice. We have in front of us some donuts, some coffee that probably cost about $2, $3, $4. It takes you about 15 minutes of your own time, a piece of paper, a pen, and a stamp that costs less than those donuts and less than those coffee to write a letter to some political prisoner so they understand that we are with them. Spend $1.50, whatever it costs, and spend and commit yourself. This is serious. Commit yourself to saying once a month, I'm going to identify whether it's Mumia Abu-Jamal, Imam Jamil, Leonard Peltier, Free Leonard. But choose one and write to them. Tell them that you're committed to them and their liberation. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you've read their writings. You've heard their commentary. And tell them that you are struggling towards their release. Please do that when you can. When you find 15 minutes in between that Netflix show, when you find 15 minutes between that Amazon Prime show, when you find 30 minutes in between that latest series that you and your folks watch, sit down at the dinner table or on your couch and take out that pad or your phone and write a letter, man. And that following morning, put it in the mailbox. And understand what it means to write and never forget, and understand the importance of memory in this movement. Memory in this movement. Research their work and tell somebody else. I want to bring up our brother Shep to build some further on this question.
All power to the people. All power to the people. My name is Brother Shep. I'm a veteran of the original Black Panther Party. You know, for 4 decades,
been coming here to this city to free our brother and my comrade, Mumia Abu-Jamal. For decades, we've even shut this whole city down when he was on death row. The crowd is scared the living shit out of these pigs. When we said, if Mumia dies, fire in the sky. Fire in the sky if Mumia dies. Scared the living shit out of them. And we did that. That was a victory. We got him off and we saved his life. And they hated it. Then we got him out of that stupid solitary confinement. And they hated it. They're going to hate us even more when Mia comes home because he's going to come home.
We get ready to finish the job.
Oh, we're going to call out the names, y'all.
Yes.
Veteran Panther, political prisoner, Ed Poindexter.
Yes. 51 years.
When I say Ed Poindexter, y'all will say freedom fighter. Ed Poindexter. Ed Poindexter. Say his name. Say his name. Veronza Bowers. Veronza Bowers. Say his name. Say his name. Michelle McGee. Michelle McGee. Say his name. Say his name. Matulu Shakur. Matulu Shakur. Say his name. Say his name. JoJo Bowers. JoJo Bowers. Say his name. Say his name. We got faces to the names right here on this board, Joe. If you don't know who they are, take a look at them. JoJo's from right here in Philly. He need to come home. He's a real freedom fighter. When these Philly pigs declared war on the black community, JoJo answered the call. Some of us took up arms because we were in war. They were killing us. They were bombing our offices. They were assassinating our leaders. They were forcing them into exile. And no pig has ever been locked up for killing Panthers. It hasn't happened. But yet they come on us. No pig has ever went to jail for killing our freedom fighters. We need to change it around. They need to get locked up. They need to suffer as we have. I got it right in front of me, brother. Come on, Siddiqui.
Freedom fighter.
Come on, Siddiqui. Say his name. Say his name. Kamal Siddiqui framed.
That's right.
He had been released, was home,
That's right.
raising a family
That's right.
for over 20 years.
Ready to retire.
And then these pigs decided to frame him up. He's in prison now, suffering from medical neglect and elder abuse, just like Matulu, just like all the rest of our elders that are locked up. And I'm going to get to another one in a second. We got to bring Kamal home. Kamal and Asada Shakur have a daughter together.
That's right.
Kamal has another daughter by another Panther sister, Pam Hanna.
That's right.
It's our family, y'all. Our family of freedom fighters.
That's right.
Hands off Asada.
Hands off the side.
Hands off Asada.
Hands off the side.
Yeah, these pigs are still pissed off because we liberated Asada Shakur. That's right, we brought her home because we were at war.
That's right.
And those who did it are free.
That's how we rule.
Say Kuadinga is free. Say his name. Say his name. Say Kuadinga.
Freedom fighter.
Say Kuadinga.
Freedom fighter.
Jalil Montequin is home.
Yes.
Say his name.
Freedom fighter.
Say his name. Jalil Montequin. Jalil Montequin.
Freedom fighter.
Say his name.
Freedom fighter.
Jamil Alameen. Jamil Alameen. Imam Jamil Alameen. Jamil, formerly known as H. Rap Brown, terrorized by these pigs for decades.
That's right.
Spent so many years captured, locked up in these prisons. Then he's released. Got together, created an ideal community in Atlanta. Ideal community. No drug pushing, no crime. And what'd they do?
They did the same thing they did to us in the party when we had our community programs. They attacked us. They attacked Imam Jamil Al-Amin. He's still in prison. He needs to come home. Jamil Al-Amin. Imam Jamil Al-Amin. Imam Jamil Al-Amin. Say his name. You can just say Jamil Al-Amin. Say his name. Say his name. Formerly known as Ace Bret Brown. But you need to do that history, y'all. We need to do that history. We need to teach our children about our freedom fighters from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and now in this decade that we're going through in the 2000s. They gotta come home. 50 years is long enough. Time for them to come home. Brothers and sisters, I'm gonna hand this mic over now so I can keep my eye on these pigs. I had one stupid idiot ask me not to lean on the car. We say no investigation, no right to speak. Sister realized I wasn't leaning on the car and stepped off. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Y'all need to get together, y'all. I know it's just a civil service job, and most of the time when y'all get your pensions, then you decide you want to be part of the movement, but it ain't about that. Ain't about that. It's about stepping forward and doing what you're supposed to do now. Fight for your people. Be a freedom fighter. On whatever level you got to do it. What's the call? What's the call? Right on. Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. So next up also on this form, y'all, unfairly convicted by Philadelphia's racist injustice system in '82 and sentenced to be executed. How many I know about some no-good devil named Frank Rizzo? And about a block and a half that way, there used to be a statue. I'm gonna say used to be. There used to be a statue about a block and a half that way.
Took it down.
But see, in 2020, in the midst of the uprisings, in the midst of the rebellion, in the midst of action, a revolution, the people said, this statue must come down. And why is it coming down? Because for over 30 years, people in the city who lived through his trauma and lived through his terror and lived through his decadence and lived through his terrorism understood the triggering of seeing that no-good devil standing up there at the MSB building. I'm using my words precisely. And so when we think about Frank Rizzo and what he meant as a white supremacist, as a racist, his anti-blackness, homophobia, transphobia, all the things, we're gonna raise it out and bring it out. That's right. This community was totally terrorized by his work. And for this city to raise up a statue was no less than evil. But what it did was this. It let us know whose side you're on. And so it became very clear to us as a community of people whose side the government was on, whose side so-called elected leadership was on, to raise up a statue of a so-called Frank Rizzo. In the same way that, I'll say this, just yesterday, out at Penn State University, just 2.5, 3 short hours away from here, the so-called Proud Boys came to speak on campus. Why are you bringing it up, Brother Gabe? Because there's a system of white supremacy trying to terrorize communities, block by block, city by city, campus by campus. The Proud Boys, or the sad boys as I call them, because they sad, ain't nothing proud about them. They're just a group of no good. I can't even call what they are. But the Proud Boys go to Penn State to organize and to speak. The same Proud Boys who came to Philadelphia a year and a half ago and who got ran out the city by the people.
That's right.
The same Proud Boys who got ran out the city, who left with wounds on their face, who left with aches in their back. You understand what that means. And so now the Proud Boys, they're a party of 1 or 2 or 5 or 10. They want to intimidate our community. Are you intimidated by them? No! I said, are you intimidated by the Proud Boys? No! I believe our masses are way stronger, more powerful, more committed, and way more organized. But we must always stay vigilant. Because when the Proud Boys come to a campus like Penn State, I'm gonna tell you right now, the students gave me a call, gave me an email, said, Brother Gabe, they're gonna be here, what should we do? I said, y'all know what to do already. I don't gotta tell you what to do. And they launched their own offensive, and guess what? They got the Proud Boys at Penn State shut down. They were set to meet and talk at 8 p.m. The president of the university shut it down at 7 p.m. Due to the organizing of black students, due to the organizing of black comrades, due to the organizing of black people who understood there's no way in hell you're gonna bring our Proud Boys to this campus. Third bullet, the people's movement forced the state to take Mumia off death row in 2011. That's a victory, y'all. That's a victory, y'all. That was a major victory, y'all. How many of y'all was there in 2011 when Mumia Abu-Jamal was taken off of death row? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know about you, but if you ever spent more than an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours in your bathroom, I'm gonna paint a picture for you about solitary confinement. 6 hours in your bathroom, 10 hours in your bathroom, a day in your bathroom, 4 days in your bathroom, you haven't left, a week in your bathroom, 2 weeks in your bathroom, a month in your bathroom. Picture it. A year in your bathroom, and now 40 years straight living in your bathroom. Even more true to form, you don't have access to a hospital. You don't have access to so-called good food, cooked food, good water, healthy water. You don't have access to all the things that it means to be a human being. You have a toilet, a place to lay down, and that's it. Maroon did 22 years in solitary. 22 years solitary confinement. And so when we hear and talk about the need to support all of our elders who are in the prison, Mumia Abu-Jamal is 68, y'all. He is no longer a young man. He went in at 27 years old in 81. Here he is now, 68. Picture that for yourself. Picture that. You go in at 27, here you are now, 68 years old. Not only is it inhumane, the man is goddamn innocent. So picture that mental cruelty. And think about the strength Mumia has to have for himself. and for his people to understand what it means to every day know that you're innocent. But still, I must stay strong for my people, for my celly, for everybody on the block and on the yard. I gotta stay strong, and I'm innocent. And even deeper, he meets cellies. He meets other brothers on the block who were also innocent. It ain't just him who's innocent. So now he's helping them with their cases, and they coming out before him. So this work is so serious. This work is so important. This work is so sacred, but more importantly, it's righteous work. It's the good work. It's the work that, I'm gonna be honest, there's no better time than today right now for all of us. We should all feel encouraged. We should all feel excited. There should be a fire up in your bones, up in your soul right now. Because it allows us to move forward with a sense of vigor, knowing that now is the time for freedom. Now is the time for liberation. Now is the time for us to bring them all home. Bring them 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 home. Free all political prisoners. 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 We didn't say free one political prisoner. We said free all political prisoners. We didn't say free a few political prisoners. We said free all political prisoners. We didn't say free some political prisoners. We said free all political prisoners. We didn't say free most of the political prisoners. We said free all political prisoners. Free them all. Free them all. We don't say free most. We don't say free some. We don't say free a few. We don't say free one. We say free them all. 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 This next point, then I want to bring up a speaker. We have these boxes here. By the way, for the family, we have donuts here if y'all want some. We have donuts. We also have some treats in this ShopRite bag as well, if anybody wants anything before we go to our next move. If you find yourself needing anything. New evidence found in hidden boxes at the Philadelphia DA's office in 2018 that could prove his innocence. How many of y'all heard that story? How many of y'all heard about that? So apparently, Larry Krasner's office, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right, solidarity, y'all, solidarity. Honk your horns for Mumia Abu-Jamal. So the DA's office, they show that there are these hidden boxes somehow. 36 years, huh? All of a sudden, they found all these boxes. All of a sudden. Apparently, these boxes were in some hidden corridor, in some hidden closet. Huh? All of a sudden, they pulled it out of nowhere, as if for 40 years, nobody had access to this information. Key evidence that will open up his case. One of those evidence pieces that Robert Schobert, one of the key witnesses who was on the stand, said to the DAs and to the judges, hey, where's my money? I didn't get paid yet. I'm gonna say it again, what the witness said. This is not what Gabe said. This is not what Brother Shep said, what Reza Khan said, Pam said. This is what he said.
And Larry's got the boxes.
And Larry's got the boxes. He said, where's my money? I haven't gotten paid yet. Key witness. Now, we already have destroyed the case multiple times over the past 4 decades already. But that right there is critical towards exposing the decades-long level of corruption here in the city of Philadelphia. And so exposing that evidence and other evidence too, which will be shared in the courtroom right now, allows us to say, we need a new trial. We need a new trial, is that right? We demand a new trial. 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 And soon enough, when they see this movement get even bigger and deeper and stronger, it's going to be, we command a new trial. We really know our power and understand our power. And so our folk are upstairs, they're in the courtroom. Hopefully we'll hear shortly about what's going on. What we want to do is we want to open it up to a couple of folks. This is always in the spirit of solidarity. This is always in the spirit of unity. We want to stay on point. We want to stay on point with message. And let me say this too, man. Shout out to the independent media in the house, y'all. Shout out to the independent media. See, there's something to be said about media that comes to an event, right? They always come. It's a beautiful thing. But if you know like me, you've seen Brother Kamal with his camera for the better part of the past 35 years. That camera don't leave his hand. That brother probably got more tapes and CDs and video than I got life on the planet. If you're like me, you've seen the thousands of photos on Flickr by our good comrade, Brother Joe, who's at every single event sharing photos because we must document all of our work. If you're like me, you met this brother a couple years back who made some short films, who made some key visuals, some key recordings of some key moments as recent as last year when the folks came out when Maroon was released in all white. Our brother, Hate 5-6, y'all. Give it up for him. I'm showing him love because we got to do that. We got to say Hate 5-6, include that 5, y'all. But yeah, man, if anybody wants to provide a couple of solidarity comments, because again, independent media, though, I want to say this, yeah, I want to make my point, put my point out. Independent media, everybody that has a phone today, give it up for yourselves, y'all. Because you're part of the important work necessary and required to maintain this work. As we document our story, your IG pages, your Facebook pages, your Twitter pages allow us to tell our narrative, our story, and provide a key picture about what really happened, not just a soundbite. So we give thanks. So we want to open it up for a couple folks. If anybody wants to provide any word, if you want to provide a song, if you want to provide, but again, we're staying on message. I want to say this before we, it's like, it's kind of like when you're at a town hall and they say, hey, anybody got a question, but you want to make a statement? Huh? Questions end in a question mark, not a period, is that right? And so statements of solidarity also should be done as my mom used to say in the church, in decency and in order, okay? I see my elder, and then I'm gonna get to our brother. I wanna get my elder up first because my elder here is very important to our movement, the work that he's done, and the history that he's done. I'm gonna give up for our brother real quick, who's the elder in our movement, y'all. Give it up for my brother who's the elder in the community, who's taking our time over the years to support Mumia Abu-Jamal, y'all.
Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. When I got on the bus, I intended to come down here to get Mumia, but the people on the bus informed me that there's a process that's involved when they free him that he should go through, and he won't be coming right out of court. Because I felt that way because the evidence is there. As the brother pointed out, the evidence is there. The guy said, I put in the work, where's my money? You know, that's the evidence, but there's more evidence. So Mumia it should be freed, and as the brother said, they are afraid of Mumia, they're afraid of us, because we represent introducing a new method of teaching our students, and when we teach our students, they will not turn out to be persons who will join the military and be willing to kill people. So this is what Mumia stands for, and they do not want a new school system that turn out people who will not just go around and kill people, fly over an area and drop a bomb. And we're talking about, as revolutionaries, we're talking about raising our children differently so that they won't be raised in such a way that they will be suitable for joining this society, and they would looking forward to a niche, a place in this society. So this is what Mumia is talking about, and this is the reasons why they're afraid of him. And in regard to the police, my wife's father used to be a Philadelphia police officer. So he quit the force, and I asked him, why did you quit the force? He said he quit the force because his superiors wanted him to give black people nightstick therapy, and that's why he quit the force. And that is what is going on. And the law enforcement personnel, let me assure you, the law enforcement personnel, they know more than we that Mumia Abu-Jamal is innocent. He is an innocent man. Free Mumia, free all of our political prisoners. And our political prisoners are just like Mumia, so we want to free them all. Free all of our political prisoners.
Free them all, free them all, free them all, Elder. Yeah, so we just got a report that there's about one, possibly two cases, then they're going to get to our case. So they still moving and grooving upstairs. They moving and grooving through them. They're working through them. So we'll be out here. We're going to be rumbling. We out here, right? We out here, right? We out here? We out here, right? We out here. Are we going? We ain't going nowhere, right? Listen, man, these are very pivotal moments in history and time. And we want to make sure that the people, that's Mumia? Can you get him over here? We love you, Mumia.
Josh, where you at?
If you would like to comment or want to thank you for using Securus, you may start the conversation now.
We're outside here. I'm going to pass it over to you. I'm going to pass the phone to Gabe, and because my voice is and but we outside with, oh, God knows how many people. Hold on.
Peace, Mumia. How you doing, brother?
Tell
Put the game. What's going on? I'm gonna try to see if I can get you on the mic. I'm good, brother. I'm good, brother. I'm gonna see if I can get you on the mic.
Turning it up, boo.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Moo. Go ahead, Mumia. Go ahead, speak.
You got me on the mic?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We out here for you, brother. Make some noise for Mumia Abu-Jamal.
I'm like, yeah, what's up? How you be, bro? So, thank y'all for coming. You know, I want you to know I love you all. Let's make this a great day and a day to remember. And I think y'all are out there in the rain. I mean, dang, what's up? So, you know, keep doing what you're doing. The power of the people.
Mumia, we deep here. We got New York here. We got Jersey here. Philadelphia's here. Everybody.
The bigger the better. Thank you. Thank you very much. Listen, I want to really just say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, New York. Thank you, Philly. Thank you, Jersey. Thank you, Delaware. You know, I ain't no telling where other people are from, but thank you all. Thank you all. And I love you all. I love you all.
We love you too.
We love you too. We love you too.
We love you too. And we're gonna bring you home, brother.
Time is coming.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
All right, nothing but love, y'all here.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Yours? Pam said she'll be there tomorrow at 12 o'clock. All right. All right. See y'all. Take care. Peace. Much love. Free them all. Free them all. All right. All right. All right. How y'all feel? How y'all feel? How y'all feel? It's always good when our brother can check in like that, right? Check in with us. Check in when it's important. He is a brother once again, locked behind the walls, who understood that we're going to be out here and chose still to check in with us. Is that right? It's a beautiful brother, man. It's a beautiful brother doing some great, 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 great work. Once again, y'all, prisonradio.com and .org, prisonradio.org for his commentaries to get all information. Again, we are a rising movement, family. You know, we're in Philadelphia right now. We're in an interesting time. I feel like right now we're in a winning time. If you're still watching the Eagles, they 6-0. If you're still watching the Phillies, they ain't a World Series. But damn it, the movement is in our own World Series. Is that right? The movement is in our own Super Bowl. Is that right? The movement is in our own 9th inning, ready to hit a grand slam. We got our legal team upstairs, ready with the hat trick, with our flyers. I know hockey team, don't sleep. We got a movement in the 4th quarter, ready to slam dunk on these no good bastards. We got our hops. We got our best sneakers on, tied up tight, jersey tucked in right. We done did the Michael Jordan, LeBron James powder in the air. And we said we ready to rumble. And so, again, we want to bring up a couple of folks again, stay on message with Mumia Abu-Jamal in this important case. Staying on message. We have a couple more folks who wanted to bring up messages of solidarity, just about what this work is, and then we're going to get to a song, and then we're going to get to some movement as we keep pushing y'all, all right? Hit it.
Little caravans, I'll be very quick. First of all, I just think it's important that all of us who represent various sectors of the Black liberation movement state our bulletproof unity with the demand for the immediate release of Mumia Abu-Jamal and all Black prisoners. And I think it's also important to note the nature of this particular struggle, in the sense, because the fact is that innocence itself is not even a question, even though all the forensic evidence, the clear denial of a fair trial according to their own policies, all of this was clearly denied our comrade Mumia. But we also understand that in the final analysis, if we had power, if we had real freedom, then there wouldn't even be a trial. And it is a consequence of our oppression that we find ourselves in a situation where we have to defend the right for oppressed people to kill the state apparatus that represents the interests of the oppressor. So even as we say free Mumia, even as we say Mumia is innocent, we have responsibility to say that oppressed people and we point to the fact that they are willing to break their own laws as evidence of the fact that there is no democracy for black people in the legal system or in the society as a whole. And therefore, we can only conclude that every black prisoner is a political prisoner, because Mumia was locked up as a consequence of his ability to criticize the state and the system. That's why Mumia is locked up. And therefore, if this system would lock somebody up because it cannot tolerate criticism for all of the injustice and crimes and laws of their own that they break, then how can we respect any determination that comes out of any hearing inside this building? It's a court system that's based on the interest and the opinion of the ruling class. And the capitalist ruling class as a social force was born out of the process of the theft of this land from the indigenous people of North America, the colonial enslavement of African people. That is the basis, that's the origin of the court system. So obviously they're not gonna, the slave master will never give the slave the right to kill him, right? The slave master will never give the right to hold guns and use them in the struggle to overturn the system of slavery. So in the final analysis, we understand that the fundamental question is that of power. So again, as a representative of the Black is Back Coalition and the Black Community Control of Police movement, we want to state our bulletproof unity with the revolutionary struggle to free Mumia, and also to recognize that the struggle to free Mumia and all political prisoners must contribute to the overall struggle to overturn the system based in colonialism and imperialism, the foreign domination by the U.S. government over the lives and affairs of black people in this country and around the world. So we're saying that we also got to build this anti-imperialist movement, and this is why I'm holding up this poster as well for the Black People's March on D.C. November 5th. BlackIsBackCoalition.org is where you can register. But again, we say, free the Panthers, free them all, free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free the Panthers, free them all. Free the Panthers, free them all.
Uhuru. You want to get up our next person before we get to a song? There was somebody who, where'd he go? There you go, come on, family. Because we're going to get to some serious narrative. Brother Josh, right? We're gonna get into some serious conversation about you know what's coming, brother. You know what's coming. Come on, family.
Peace and blessings, man. It's an honor to be out here and fighting for the freedom of Mumia. I've been fighting this system for a long time. My uncle was murdered by police in 2011, and I have my uncle and a lot of victims on my back to honor them. And
Come on.
you know, you know. Mumia in jail, political prisoners in jail, police killing is all systemic. It's all and racism is all systemic. So I'm glad we out here fighting for Mumia, and we gotta free them all. We freed Oscar Rivera Lopez. Now it's time to free Mumia and everybody and all the other political prisoners. Let's unite and let's free them all. Thank you.
Show you back again. I'll make sure that everybody understands what's on the brother's back. If you haven't seen that, I need y'all to understand what's on the brother's back. All these names, all the people who have been murdered by this system. The brother was able to put it actually on his back so everybody understands this crazy history and this devilish history for our people. He wanted to make his body a living testament to that sacrifice. So we thank our brother. I want to get up because I want to make sure we can cover everything correctly. That's why they, see what they do is they yell and keep walking, right? Hey, look, they yell and keep walking. I was told in the 4th grade, don't worry about them if they're going to yell and keep walking, Brother Gabe. Pay him no mind, let him walk. We learned that in 3rd grade. We learned that in 2nd grade. They say, look, he got all that mouth, but he won't dare walk across that street, right or wrong. So we understand where the power is. We understand where the power lies and where it's going to be. I want to bring up one of my key comrades who's been on this front line, and I want to bring somebody up who can give us a good word to keep us pushing. Everybody feeling all right? Yeah. Everybody all right? Yeah. Everybody all right? Yeah. Free them all! Free them all! Free them all! Freedom is the only medicine. We got our family members holding the signs. Freedom is the only medicine. We got the king holding the 2 signs. Freedom is the only medicine. Let's say it, y'all. Freedom is the only medicine. Freedom is the only medicine. We know that this brother was dealing with renal failure, congestive heart failure. He had double bypass surgery. He had COVID, diabetes, Hep C. I remember years ago, but Japan said, Brother Gabe, he went to a diabetic shock. Called me in the middle of the night. I'll never forget that call. Japan called me about that. Then they said that they were feeding them cakes and all kinds of glucose-ridden food in the prison. All kinds of carbohydrates, which we know breaks down into what? Sugar. The common human being on the street understands that. So don't tell me that those doctors and so-called nurses and so-called health staff in the prisons don't know that either. But they want to kill our brother, and they want to kill all prisoners. And they want to send them home 20, 30, 40, 50 years later with all kinds of ailments. That's their goal. That's their goal. But we're going to bring them home. And so I want to we're going to bring up our singers next. Comrade been on the front lines, mobilizing around our gender oppressed folks and women and girls in the prisons. I'm going to say it again, give it up, because people are doing work to support the women and girls and gender oppressed inside the prisons. Because it's not talked about enough. Because it's marginalized, and some will say invisibilized, that work. And so our comrades doing that work, our families doing that work. I can't even say comrade, because you deep in the comrade to me. You want some, this is my, you know what I mean? And you've seen them rock the mic too, so in the spirit of that, Black Rap Medusa, y'all.
Freedom all! 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 One of the things that happens in our community is that the system of oppression puts us against each other, right? So the system of oppression makes us think that it's me against you, it's the old against the young, it's the male against the female, it's the trans against the non-binary. They create these divisions in our minds. But when we unify, not just together, right, but with the universe, with our God power, we come out even more triumphant than before. So take our minds away. Let's take our energy back from the system. Let's stop investing in what they're doing and start investing in our people, start investing in our community, right? Because only change comes to people who's making that change for themselves.
Word. I feel like I'm out of body, gangster like John Gotti. Che Guevara of my era, New Africa came to party. One sip, it'll get you rowdy. Pump your fist up, screaming, shouting. Till them pigs are met that bounty hill, my sister's head. Why can't they free them lands? Hands up beside her, Obama could have brought her home again. I know Muhammad, the prophet, to lead us home again. Muslim, but there you get with the propaganda. Had to slide that in, put his piece to him, and all of them that came to win. Shut it down on every spin, heavy track on everything. He live and breathing, swallow and spit teachings. Mama Earth ain't raised no punk, no coward, or no weakling. Come to cup my ceiling from your brainwashed misleadings. Your white supremacist nemesis, right from the Genesis, MPS, notorious for all the horrors. Murders and the shootings. My word is revolution. Till they give us restitution, I won't stop till I build the blueprint. Guerrilla movements. I am Black Rap Medusa. I am Black Rap. When we talk about these political prisoners, we also talk about Matulu. Let me hear y'all say Matulu. Let me hear y'all say Jamil Alameen. Let me hear y'all say hands up Asada. Free them all, y'all.
So we're going to be giving out some more flyers. We launched the Curb Fest project a couple years ago, and we still have some materials that highlight some of the other political prisoners that we're going to be working towards and working for. It includes Mumia Abu-Jamal, but others as well. Yes, so I just got word also just now that a couple of our folks couldn't make it in because the quorum is packed. That's a good reason though, it's a good thing. That's a good thing. Thanks to everybody that came through again from New York City, from Jersey, from Delaware, all points, south and north. That quorum is packed with our folk. Packed with our folk. And so they're gonna hear our voice, but more importantly, see our voice from the inside. I'm gonna pass it off because so if you've been organizing for a minute now, like I have been, Pam used to always say, Brother Gabe, when we have some singers come out, you gotta hear this group called the Raging Grannies. I said, what's the Raging Grannies? I said, what's that? And this is many moons ago. And she said, Gabe, you can see it better than I can tell you. So I'm gonna say this, y'all. They've been organizing for Mumia Abu-Jamal for a long time. And their spirit is always one of love, but more importantly, it's one of, let's bring folks together. So bring it up to y'all for the Raging Grannies, y'all.
Raging Grannies are in solidarity with Mumia Abu-Jamal, always.
We're gonna start with a round to the tune of Frère Jacques. Open up the prison gate and bring him out. We will shout. Let's release Mumia. Freedom, yes, I see ya. Ask us how. Fair trial now.
Open up the prison gate and bring him out. We will shout. Let's release Mumia. Freedom, yes, I see ya. Let us out. Fair trial now. Let's release Mumia. Freedom, yes, I see ya. Ask us how. Fair trial now. Let's release Mumia. Freedom, yes, I see ya. Ask us how. Fair trial now.
Okay, the next song will be to Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Let's get Mumia out now. A fair trial for him, let us say. 40 years in jail, oh wow, an innocent man shouldn't say. We've come to fight for what is right. We're not the sort to leave the court. We are determined Mumia will move. Now is the time, we're on the move. Mumia's fine, no more to prove. We're here to free Mumia. So join with us and we'll talk.
We're here to free Mumia. So join with us and we'll talk. Your songs? Okay. Now the old songs. All right, now we're going to sing one more. Let's sing the old songs.
Make sure that you use the mic.
Okay. Okay. Turn that key. 1, 2, 3. Turn that key and let him go. To injustice we say no. Racist systems gotta go. Let's free Mumia. Mumia's words are poetry for those yearning to be free. This enrages powers that be. Let's free Mumia. Free Mumia. Let's free Mumia. Free Mumia. Let's free Mumia. Racist systems gotta go. Let's free Mumia. He was shot and almost died, accused of murder and vilified. Racist judge over trial of lies. Let's free Mumia. Free Mumia. Black jurors were denied. His court lawyer unqualified. Witnesses coerced and bribed. Let's free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free Mumia. Let's free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free Mumia. Let's free Mumia. Free Mumia. Racist systems gotta go. Let's free Mumia. Free Mumia. Pennsylvania, what's with you? Are you blind to what is true? What is it we must do to free Mumia? Free Mumia. Prison health care is a crime. Mumia's life now on the line. We are running out of time to free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free Mumia. Let's free Mumia. Free Mumia. Let's free Mumia. Racist systems gotta go. Let's free Mumia. Free Mumia.
Give it up for him, y'all. Give it up for him, y'all. The Raging Grannies, y'all. See, you can contribute at any level of your life. Is that right? You can contribute in any way that you can. Is that right? Some folk on the bullhorn, some folk want to sing. Is that right? And make your own songs. And find your own singers and your own troupe. And do what you got to do, because the word is to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. If you want to sing, if you want to rap, if you want to play the guitar, if you want to do a rock song, a jazz song, or whatever song you want to do it in the spirit of Liberation for our brother Mumia Abu-Jamal. So we thank them as well. Once again, briefly, y'all, they're in the courthouse. We should be hearing very soon what's going to be the outcome of this narrative. I want to give a report also from our brother. We thank our brother, beloved brother, Minister Gregory Muhammad, who always reminds us. I just want to stand with you, brother, if we can, and the brothers, because they've been here for a long time and a strong time. Yes, sir.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is his Messiah and the modern-day Jesus in our midst today. I further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is an extension of that Messiah and that Jesus today. So I greet you with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. I don't have a personal message from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, but I just wanted you to know that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam continues to support Mumia Abu-Jamal and all political prisoners. Free them now, free them now, free them now. And I want to say what our minister would say, watch the weather. Watch the weather. Continue to watch it. We're not alone. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank the brothers, man. Thank the brothers for real. If you didn't know, Minister Louis Farrakhan's been a long time supporter of Mumia Abu-Jamal, ways seen and unseen that you might not even understand. But he's been talking about Mumia Abu-Jamal for a long time, so we thank Minister Louis Farrakhan for that. Anybody, again, one thing we want to do is we want to open it up again for moments of solidarity. If anybody has a solidarity statement about Mumia Abu-Jamal, if anybody has a solidarity message about Mumia Abu-Jamal, if your organization has not been mentioned and you want to give a statement, you're also able to do that. Again, if somebody wants to sing a song, again, I don't want to force anybody, because I see some singers in the house, but it's all good. I ain't going to force them. I just want to say, if your heart, soul gives you that energy to do so in the spirit of Mumia today, we will do that and we will receive that as we get some more words. So you can just come up here. Anybody? We got somebody? Well, first of all, I see the Garvey on the sweatshirt, so we in good space now. Let's go.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Thank you for being here. Free Mumia, free all political prisoners. We came all the way from New York City. Right here, Jacqueline Wade is the one that built this puppet right here by hand. We were up till 1 o'clock in the morning. I had to go home, but Jacqueline stood all night fixing the eyes, the nose, and the lips, so that we put soul and spirit into Mumia puppet right here. I wrote this rhyme back in the days, like 10 years ago, and I didn't know that I was going to say it today. And it goes a little something like this. I called it Upside Down Situation. And it goes like this. Because it's corrupt city, what a pity. As the delicate squeeze the necks of the needy, they relax as they increase the tax. What a joke, I take a toke. The smoke goes straight to the head, then I comprehend how come people act so crazy. In fact, exceedingly lazy. Oh well, ringing hell's bell, I would not want to dwell. People, open your eyes. I do advise, live your life far from lies. Yo, Elroy, you're gonna get yours, boy. You used to run and play, as the others would say. I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, my mind is twisted. People, we need to stay uplifted. This is an upside down situation. Survive your trials and tribulation. Upside down situation. What's up with the morals of this nation, Lord? We need to live upright. Forgive us as we sleep at night, because it's an upside down situation. Survive your trials and tribulation. Give thanks to the Most High. Thanks to, I give, that was it. My name is Maji. I'm from New York City. I love Mumia, free Mumia, and also to all the political parties that have been representing us. Invisible, like Hadassi, Whoop Nash, you know, Remedy H. These are the organizations that are teaching me how to be me, powerful, independent, spiritual, and divine. Thank you to Jacqueline Wade, and thank you to everybody out here.
Hi, I would like to give acknowledgement to Bret and Puppet from Vermont, who brought us these beautiful banners and flags. So let's give them a big round of applause. Freedom is the only medicine, okay? So thank you, Vermont and Bret and Puppet.
Give it up, y'all. Give it up, y'all. This is beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at Mumia right here. Locks hanging, locks swinging. That dashiki on too. Jacqueline always does a great job with these puppets and the whole team, so we give thanks for the whole team for making these puppets. Those who gotta hold them and walk them and do what y'all gotta do, we thank y'all. Again, art is a very important part of the movement, is that right? And so we want to use art, whether that's your singing, your voice, your words, as we just heard, or your ability to even sculpt something like this here. Is that beautiful? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so once again, we're saying freedom is the only medicine. We're also saying free all political prisoners. We're saying free Mumia Abu-Jamal today. If you're just walking here today, right now, walking by, we've been here now since 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, y'all, for those who are just walking by, walking the streets. We've been here now since 8 a.m. mobilizing because there's a court hearing right now happening upstairs in the courtroom that will decide if Mumia Abu-Jamal will be able to get a new court case. So this is a very important hearing. That judge is Judge Lucretia Clemons. And so we're going to say her name again, Lucretia Clemons, because we got a name. And so we're calling on her. We're calling on her to do what's right. We're calling on her to say what's right. We're calling on her to understand the legality of this moment. We're calling on her to understand the importance of this moment. And we're calling on her to do what's right. And so hopefully she can go down as one of the ones who separated her title from the people. She understands what it means to say, even though I am a judge, in fact, the people downstairs and around the world understand that this brother Mumia Abu-Jamal deserves another chance at a fair trial. Not a trial of trumped up charges, not a trial full of corruption, not a trial full of forced perjury, not a trial where after the trial, if you didn't know, 15 police officers were actually charged with perjury right after the trial. See, the Inquirer will tell you that part. 15 officers were arrested for perjury after his case. This is not something that Gay made up. Look at it for yourself, because it's actual fact, actual truth. And so what we want to do is, what we want to do is we want to recognize that after today, the work continues. December the 9th, we always recognize also every year as a very important day. We've had actions, we've mobilized, we've demonstrated, we've protested, we've had teachings. Because if you didn't know, December the 9th was that fateful day where Mumia Abu-Jamal himself was shot in that situation that got him arrested. I'm gonna say it again. Mumia Abu-Jamal was shot, taken to the hospital, left for dead, while they focused on the officer and left him laying on a gurney. At a moment where he said himself at the time, I didn't do it. So December the 9th, right there at 13th and Locust, about 6 short blocks away, maybe 7 blocks away, is where it all went down. And so for the better part of the past 40 years, we've always been out there organizing, mobilizing, and raising awareness about this case. And so if you can, I want y'all to put it on your calendar, December the 9th. Everybody say December the 9th? December 9th? December 9th? December 9th. Keep that on your phones, because we're going to be mobilizing at that point in time as well. And hopefully, willfully, this December 9th, he'll be home. Or we'll be in the middle of a new case. We'll be in the middle of a new case. And so we'll hear that again very shortly. We'll get to a couple more words. We'll keep pushing.
My name is Sandra Ramos, and since I was 14, I've been trying to make the world a peaceful, decent place. And the organization, I started the first shelter for battered women in my home in 1970. And the organization is Strengthen Our Sisters. And we have 2 women here with me, Sherlock and Miss Elena from Strengthen Our Sisters. But I wanted to say something quickly about University of Pennsylvania. My grandson, Joshua, goes to there. And I told him he had to come here and bring all his classmates so he can meet Mike Africa and all the wonderful people here, Pan Africa. But he's not here yet. He might think he has a funny grandma. But I support Mumia. I've been coming down here for many years and doing everything I can. And blessed be, and thank you all for everything you all are doing.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
81 years old.
Oh, did I say my age? I'm 81 now.
81, y'all.
Muchas bendiciones, many blessings to all of you. And she is 81. Okay?
That's where I heard it.
And you have people here who are. What's with the mic? I'm not supposed to do that. Okay, that's right. Okay, Crystal, come. Come with me. So, we have people in this campaign who are in their 90s and 80s. I don't know if it's on. Is it on? Okay. I have a son who told me you can't use the mic if you don't get it sprayed first, okay? And don't put it too close to your mouth. But here I am, violating my son's rules. Anyway, I'm 76. Yes. And I have a sister here who I don't know. Her name is Crystal, who I would believe is in her 20s, in her 30s, okay? Now, the thing is that this is a generational movement. And I was talking to my comrade and brother here earlier, he's walking away, and he was saying, do you think we're going to see Mumia free before we die? Okay?
Yes, we will.
Do you think we're going to see Mumia free before we die? And I said to him, we're still here, and I remember Saeed when he was a kid, okay?
Red hair.
Yes, and he had red hair, and he was out here with us. And now he's in his 50s, 60, okay? So no, this is a, thank you. So no, this is a generational movement, right? And Saeed could tell you who are the ones that have come after him. I have been in front of this courtroom when it's only been 5 of us.
That's right.
Holding the ground. Holding the ground.
That's right. Hold the line.
And I, as a Afro-Boricua, Puerto Rican, have been doing work for political prisoners, all of them.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, for 50 years. Okay, I started when I was 20. When I was 20, doing this work. And for those of us that have doubt, okay, one thing about the Puerto Rican community is that we free political prisoners. And not people who are innocent like Mumia. Okay? We freed 5 nationalists who shot up Congress.
And there, and when the press said, you came to kill people, they said, no, we came to die. Okay? We came to die. And 25 years later, they saw freedom. In 1979. And this is very important because we lose sense of history. And when we do that, we lose sense of power. Power. We have a historical legacy to free political prisoners. And yes, Mumia will be free. Mumia will be free even if I die in this next second. Because the struggle continues. And we are victorious. Estamos en victoria. Pase lo que pase. We are in victory no matter what happens. Because I can stand in front of Saeed and I say to Saeed, and people haven't hurt me, how you doing, son? Because he is my child. And now I have another child that I don't even know. Okay, because we're children of the revolution. We are Garvey's children. We are Malcolm's children. We are Harriet Tubman's children. We are Lolita Lebron's children. And freedom is ours. All we have to do is be persistent and consistent. Okay? So Mumia will be free. All political will be free. Okay? And we will be free. All parts of the people. Off the fucking pig. Hasta la victoria siempre. I am all. I am all. With my love and whatever people. I love that new name. Anyway, because there is love. And love and light triumphs over any imperialist pig. This pig. Okay? It's all yours now. Okay, so we have another political prisoner, right? One of them is Leonard Portray from the First Peoples of this country, right? Another trumped up charges. And anybody who's interested, we're leaving from New York. I don't know if Philly has a bus, but we are going to Plymouth Rock on the National Day of Mourning on Thanksgiving Day. Free them all? Free them all! Free them all! Free Mumia! 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 Free them all! I just wanted to make sure I was at a protest. That's right. My name is Crystal Strong, and I'm an organizer with BLM here in Philly, as well as the Black Philly Radical Collective. I see my comrades coming across the street. What's up, comrades?
I wasn't expecting to speak today, but ain't no problem to speak today because there's no organizer who organizes in the city of Philadelphia who is not indebted to Mumia Abu-Jamal, who is not indebted to the organizing work of all the people here and who are not here, who have mobilized for years, for decades to free Mumia. Nobody who organizes in the city of Philadelphia is not indebted to this beautiful, this strong, this growing, this powerful, this victorious and intergenerational movement. I don't think there's a movement we can speak to that is more intergenerational than the organizing work to free our dear brother, our elder, our comrade, Mumia Abu-Jamal. That's right. I just want to say maybe two things. One is, you know, we've heard the message about Mumia's innocence. We already know that, and they already know that. Mumia is innocent. We already know that around the world, people look to Mumia Abu-Jamal. People have benefited from his intellectual work. People have benefited from looking at this movement and modeling their work from this movement. What's very interesting, though, is many people in our beloved city of Philadelphia, especially younger generations, are a bit disconnected from who Mumia Abu-Jamal is. And that's intentional, right? We know that that's intentional. But one of the things that I'm very encouraged by that I want to share here is for the past couple of years, many of us organizers have gone down to 7th and Wallace. Who knows here what the significance of 7th and Wallace is? That's where Mumia grew up. That's where Mumia was born and raised. And one of the beautiful things about us going down to 7th and Wallace is that there are people who still live in that community who remember growing up with Mumia, who speak about how he used to sit underneath the tree, how, you know, Mumia as a journalist was born right there at 7th and Wallace, right? There are babies who were born long after Mumia was locked in a cage, who, once they hear very basic things about his incarceration, they understand that this ain't right, that we should free Mumia. And what I find very encouraging about that is it doesn't take very much to understand that what is happening to Mumia is an injustice. That Mumia should be free, that Mumia must be free, that Mumia will be free. Right? But the other thing I want to tell you is Mumia is not just our beloved brother here in the city of Philadelphia. I don't know if we all understand how Mumia's freedom, how the fight to free Mumia is a source of inspiration everywhere around the world. Everywhere around the world. Everywhere around the world. People are saying, free Mumia Abu-Jamal. And just to give you some context for this, on Sunday, I'm part of hosting a virtual space called the Pan-African Activist Sunday School. For the past 2 years, we have been bringing together Black organizers from the continent, from throughout the diaspora, who are on the front lines of our struggles. And 2 years ago, almost to today, in Nigeria, you might have heard about the NSARS movement around police brutality, around state violence. And so we brought together many of our comrades who were on the front lines of that struggle in Nigeria. And don't get it twisted. We know that just because there's a Black president, a Black mayor, a Black anything, it doesn't mean that we are going to be free. It doesn't mean that we are going to be free from police brutality, from police violence, from state violence, right? We already know that. powerful that came out of that conversation. We had a brother on that panel who literally was a political prisoner for 2 years in Nigeria. He participated in the protest. They locked him away for 2 years. The pain that he expressed was unthinkable. And we already know that because of what we know our brother Mumia Abu-Jamal experienced. But the thing I want to share is, when we brought Mumia into that conversation, our Nigerian comrade said, we already know about Mumia. We looked to Mumia Abu-Jamal in the fight to free Mumia Abu-Jamal to model how we are fighting to free our political prisoners here in Nigeria. Seriously. Seriously. And so I want us to know that the work that we are doing, whether there are 5 people, 500 people, 5,000 people, 500,000 people, it matters to our people. It matters to our freedom. And we have to keep the fight going until we bring Mumia Abu-Jamal home. Home. Let's sing, y'all. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to feed Mumia Abu-Jamal. Come on, brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Let's go. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Let's go. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're going to free Mumia Abu-Jamal. All right, free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free Mumia.
Yes, 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 yes. We gonna keep it moving, y'all. Everybody say rise up. Everybody say rise up. Everybody say rise up. 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 We gonna bring a comrade and say rise now. We gonna keep it pushing. Let's keep working, y'all.
Yo, we need to give it up for good brother Gabe Bryant for holding this energy, for maintaining and sustaining the kind of energy that allows us all to believe that we will see liberation in our lifetime. Give it up for liberation in our lifetime. Give it up for all the incredible speakers and contributors who have shown up, for Mumia Abu-Jamal, who've shown up for all political prisoners, who've shown up for each and every one of us, who can touch and taste liberation in our lifetime. Give it up. I will be brief, but I feel it is my obligation, it is my duty to name that I am not originally from Philadelphia. May I endeavor to deserve this city, and it's my responsibility and my obligation as someone who is coming into this history, who is coming into the legacies of liberation, to this incredible movement, to show up and keep showing up, right? It's not a pastime, it's not a small practice. Right? And so I just want to name that I feel grateful and delighted and deeply honored to be learning, to be studying at the feet of such incredible organizers, to be recognizing the realities of my history as a Black person in the continental United States as part of the diaspora, and to recognize that we are indebted to the legacies, to the teachings, to the practices, and to the profound love of all political prisoners, including Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free Mumia! Free Mumia! Free them all! What's the call? What's the call? What's the call? What's the call? I'd also say that I'm a child of someone who decided to be a police officer in the continental United States, a black man who chose to be a police officer in the United States. So it's my practice, my deep practice and aspiration to transform that, you know, for each and every one of us, for all of us. It starts with each and every one of us, right? I don't want to ramble at you. I think the one thing that I know how to do as a contribution, as Brother Gabe said, you show up with what you have where you are. We show up with what we have where we are. And what I have is song, right? We can't be afraid and sing at the same time, right? And when I make music with each and every one of you, I recognize the freedom that Mumia has been fighting for inside and outside for his entire life. Right, that he's seating in other incarcerated siblings right now who are getting released before him, who are bringing that legendary and iconic liberation practice back out into these streets, right? And some of our movement work has been happening without music. So I want to remember us to our practice of song making together, because when we collaborate in that way, there's nothing that we can't do, right? I want to offer a piece of music from Bernice Johnson Reagan, another freedom fighter, another song catcher, who has recognized that when we sing what we know is possible into being, it helps us reimagine it together, right? That we take that melody and we make it tactical. Our joy is tactical. Our celebration is tactical. We already won. Mumia is already free. Mumia has been free and stays free because each of us are fighting for that with everything that we have, right? Showing up as we are. Can we get an all right for that? Can we get an okay for that? Can we get a will do for that? Yeah. That's it. Boom. Feedback is a form of love. Right. So I'm going to sing something to you and you're going to sing it back to me, okay? There's a new world coming. There's a new world coming. Can you say that? There's a new world coming. There's a new world. Been here, there's a new world coming. There's a new world coming. Everything's going to be turning over. Everything's going to be turning over. Where are you going to be standing when it comes? I know we're standing together right now. I see where you're standing. There's a new world coming. Everything's going to be turning over. Everything's going to be turning over. Where are you going to be standing when it comes? There's a new world coming. You got that. There's a new world coming. Ha, ha. Everything's gonna be turning over. You sound good. Everything's gonna be turning over. Everything's gonna be turning over. You got it. Say, where you gonna be standing when it comes? You got it. Don't have to teach you nothing about liberation in our lifetimes. You're singing it in. All right, somebody bring this beat. You can put it in your body, in your feet. You can tap your chest. But we're going to sing it in, right? They're trying to ignore us. They're trying to make us feel small. But we do it with melody. It's already here. There's a new world coming. Everything's going to be turning over. Everything's going to be turning. Here we go. Where you going to be standing when it comes? All right, I'm going to take one. For far too many years, we've been fighting, dying, and bleeding. Doing things we thought would make us free. The powers that be would like us to think we've been locked up out of freedom. But everything is gonna be liberatory. We say, there's a new world coming. Everything's gonna be turning over. Ha! Everything's gonna be turning over. Where you gonna be standing when it comes? Another one, you ready? It's hard, you got it. Say, there's a new world coming. Everything's gonna be turning over. Everything's gonna be turning over. Where you gonna be standing when it comes? Okay, can we keep singing that? Say, there's a new world coming. Everything's gonna be turning over. Ha! Everything's gonna be turning over. Where you gonna be standing when it comes? I'm gonna hop off this. We got it. Ready? There's a new world coming. national movement, right? This is a people-powered movement. This is a prefigurative movement. Our work against violence must be done with joy and art and song to prefigure the world we want. And that's what it looks like right now. We got the art, we've got the music, and we've got each other. Free Mumia. Free all political prisoners. Free them all. What's the call? What's the call? There's a new world coming. What's the call? We're bringing that new world in together. What's the call? What's the call? What's the call? What's the call? Bring what you have where you are in this moment. What's the call? What's the call? Free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free them all. Free them all! Free them all! Free them all! All right, all right.
Yes, 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 yes. Let's go. They raised the critical question. They raised the critical question. Where you gonna be when that time comes? That's a critical question. When the time comes, liberation is here, Mama Pam, Brother Gregory and the family. Where are you going to be when that time comes? Where are you going to be standing? Is your back going to be upright? Are you going to be walking with some freedom in your legs, some bounce in your step? Are you going to have some fire in your bones and in your heart? When that time comes, where will you stand? Who will be with you? Who will be side by side with you? So when freedom comes, that new world is going to be upon us, and it's going to be upon us very soon. I want to bring up our brother to continue the word, to continue this art. You've seen urban shaman through the years here in Philadelphia, as they use the drum and they use the art form and they use our ancestors to present a good word for our community members and for our people in the spirit of liberation and freedom. And so I want to bring up our good brother, Brother Farouk. Hit this mic up real quick, brother. Let's go, kid. Black power? Black power. Black power? Black power? Black power? Black power?
So, I'm an artist, right? I'm a musician, right? And so, coming down here, I wrote this piece. So, be patient with me as I read off the paper. I was writing on the train when I was writing it. So, I got to kind of diminish like my whole handwriting. So, first, I've been doing this movement since 1994.
That's right.
I've been supporting Mumia, the Move 9. So, I just want to... yeah, I'm not a speaker. But when I heard that phone call, it inspired me to do this piece. And here we go. I'm gonna start off with a quote that's really spoke to my spirit. It said, "The greatest form of sanity that anyone could exercise is to resist that force that is trying to repress, oppress, and fight down the human spirit." Mumia Abu-Jamal. That's all right. You can clap for it. So this piece I wrote on the train, being inspired by everything that's been going on, by your collective work, your consistent work, your commitment to turning the protest into lasting change.
That's right.
Right? And this work amplifies his voice. So continue doing it. All talk and no action is a crime. We're going to free Mumia and the Move 9. Frame attacks and unlawful imprisonment, another example of the fraudulent government. He is our angelic warrior shining bright. Your spirit of no surrender is our guiding light. Outspoken critic of colonization and racism, his words and example has sparked international activism. Giving voice to the voiceless was your choice. That cage would never silence your mighty voice. Mumia is a true example of heroism, to never crumble under the pressure of terrorism. Survive inhumane conditions, isolation, and torture. I am a lifelong supporter to my physical departure. Release him now on time served for the mistreatment that he did not deserve. So repeat after me and make it so loud that he can hear you. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your work. Ashe.
So, wanted to give another quick report. So upstairs, Maureen Faulkner is there with about 15 cops. But the whole rest of the courtroom is all Mumia up in there, y'all. So we dominate in the courtroom. We pack the courts like we needed to do. We've overpowered them, we've outnumbered them. And that's very significant. So when we call on folks and the family members, y'all know this. When we say pack the courts, we say pack the courts. Y'all pack the courts? Pack the courts? Pack the courts? Pack the courts? Pack the courts. That's very, 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 very important. Because when that judge walks in there, he sees all the Mumia folk up in there. Huh?
He's up now.
He's up now. Mumia's case is up now? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So Mumia's case is up right now. So again, we're going to be hearing this report very, very, very soon. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. But let me say this again. Like we've been reporting all morning. Regardless of the outcome, we are going to stay working. Is that right? If it works in our favor, that means that all that we've done brought us to this point, and it's a major victory. If Judge Lucretia Clemons doesn't rule in our favor, that means that we just got more work to do. We got more organizing to do. We got more strategizing to do. We got more teachings to have. We got more radio stations to have talks with. And we got more streets to shut down. Is that right? I'm going to say it again. We got more streets to shut down. So, I don't know about you, but I've never been swayed or dissuaded by some response by the courts. We've been going to them for a long time. Of course, we hope that we have a victory this morning. But if not, we know that the thousands and millions across the world who are watching right now on the live stream are with us, and we'll keep building. Love, not fear. But say, love, not fear. 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 We come in the spirit of love. We have no fear for these people. We have no fear of this system. We have no fear about this government and their courthouse and their judge and their legal system. No way. We just had the love of the people and the love for our people. Is that right? Is that right? So, as we said earlier, we have other folks who wanted to provide a good word and some remarks. I'm going to give it up, y'all. Comrade Chris wanted to build and share some things all the way from Detroit, y'all. We got a whole crew that came all the way from Michigan, drove up, stayed for a few days to build with us, connect with us for this movement, y'all. Give it up, y'all.
All power to the people! All power to the people! My name is Sarah Torres, and I reside in Detroit. I'm originally from California. 3 women traveled from Detroit. Just wanted to share that Detroit is in solidarity with all of you here, with all of us here in Philadelphia, with Mumia. Mumia will be free, and yes, regardless of the outcome, we have to keep fighting for not just Mumia, but for all political prisoners, for all people incarcerated. We represent the Detroit Shakur Squad, which formed to free Dr. Matula Shakur, but is in formation to free all movement elders. And yeah, what's the call? What's the call? What's the call? Free Mumia! Free Mumia! Free Mumia! All power to the people.
Free them all, free them all, free them all. So right now, as we said, you know, Mumia's case is up right now. So we should be hearing shortly about what that is. But before we get there, I want to bring up also another organizer, Love Not Fear, Mumia Abu-Jamal, political prisoners. Bring it up for Yane, y'all.
Love not fear. Peace. How y'all doing? I want to start off by saying that I love y'all. I love you. And that is, as we know, why we're all here. We are all here because of our love. Because of our love for freedom. We're here because of our love for justice. We're here because of our love for each other. We're here because we love and believe in peace. And because we love Mumia. Free Mumia! Free Mumia! Free Mumia! Free Mumia! Free Mumia! Free Mumia! Often we're here, we talk about Mumia's innocence. And it's funny because I was talking to my mentor, Baba, and he was talking about this idea of innocence. And, you know, I don't know how many people here identify as a revolutionary, but you can't actually even be innocent in an unjust environment. You know what I'm saying? Unless you are unjust. If you actually are a person who stands with the righteous, you're not going to be innocent in a system that has no righteousness. That's the reason why a man who did not commit the crime that they accused him of has been suffering for it for 40 fucking years. Because we live in a place that has no tolerance for righteousness. So we don't need to even be thinking about or worrying about or talking about the innocence, because innocence doesn't matter. I saw somebody had something on their social media recently, said kill one person, go to jail for murder, kill 1 million people, that's just foreign policy, right? This is not a place that really centers justice. This is not a place that centers righteousness. So why do we even bother to talk about shit like justice and righteousness and innocence as it relates to this fucking system? There's no point. We have to recognize that we are in a position where we are actually here begging for the right thing to happen to a good man from people who don't give a fuck about anything that is good and right. We don't have the power right now to tear the shit down. We don't have, or we're not embodying, because we have the power. We do have the power. We do have the power to tear this shit down. We do have the power to burn this shit up. We have that power, but we're not embodying that. We're not embodying that power. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in an hour, we'll be ready to embody that power. But because we don't embody that power right now, we're in a position where we are begging. We're begging. We're trying to figure out the right way to word shit. We're trying to figure out the right way to say something to a people who don't actually give a fuck about what, all they're worrying about is whether or not they can figure out another way to maintain their injustice. They are here about enslaving. They're keeping us enslaved, and now they got us where we can't even tell. We sit here acting like we fighting for his freedom only as if we free. Us act like we walking around here like we got freedom. We ain't free. We ain't free. How many motherfuckers out here think they fucking free? When we fighting for his freedom, we also fighting for our freedom, but we don't even acknowledge that.
fighting against a system that is enslaving them. We're putting our kids inside of these schools that are not allowing their brains to actually develop and even know any truth. There's no truth. There's no truth in these systems. And we just have to recognize that and acknowledge that. And that means we have to actually be building as if we are at war, because we are. How many times do you see so many of your own people being shot down and killed and murdered and captured, but you don't recognize that you're at war? What is the condition that makes war if it's not the conditions that we are living under and have been living under for generations? We are at war, and we have to recognize that. And we have to recognize that when we have individuals like Mumia in prison, they are prisoners of that war. And we have a responsibility to go and get our people. So how are we going to do it? Because standing out here is not getting him. Because we've been standing out here. We've been out here in the tens of thousands. We've been out here in the hundreds of thousands. But where is Mumia? We still don't have him. So what are we going to do so we can get ourselves in a position to get our fucking people? What are we going to do aside from begging? What are we going to do to empower ourselves and strengthen ourselves so that we can actually, because the closest thing we can get to freedom right now is actually fighting for our freedom. But we're not doing that. When this march ends, when this rally ends, what are y'all going to do? Y'all going to go home? You going to go to your enslavement job? What are you going to do? What are you going to do to get us free? You should be fighting for our freedom all the fucking time. When do we get tired of begging our enslavers? When do we get tired of that shit? When do we say that is enough? When do we make them motherfuckers so fucking afraid that they damn near throw Mumia out of the jail? They don't have no fear. They gonna give us what we want when they don't have no fear. They don't have no fear. They don't even have to have their badges. Zimmerman, they have a fucking badge. They don't even have to have their fucking badges in order to shoot us down. In order to, we have been getting reports of our community members being hung from trees. We have been getting reports of community members being shot down, being held hostage. They don't have no fucking fear. We're the strongest, most powerful, most brilliant beings on this planet. But ain't nobody got no fear of nothing that they do to none of us. What are the fucking consequences? Why do they have to give us what the fuck we want? What are we doing to cause them to actually say, you know what, you better give them fucking Mumia? What are we going to do to make them say, you better give them Mumia? And you know, Che says that it is love that drives the revolutionary. And that is true. And love is the most powerful force. And we have to remember that. And that's why this campaign is called Love, Not Fear. And what we have to remember is fear is rational. It's not like it doesn't make sense to be afraid, especially when we really are a loving and peaceful people, a loving and peaceful community. We don't want to be out here fucking people up. That's not our goal. We want to be building. We want to be creating. We want to be innovating. That's who we are. We are the innovators. That's what we want. So of course, when we're facing up against a beast that will have no problem dropping a bomb on children, that will have no problem destroying millions of species of animal and plant life, that will have a problem destroying
each other and our love for Mumia. We have to overcome that fear. We have to tap into our love, overcome that fear, and put that fear over there where it belongs. And those who want to step into love with us are fucking welcome. But if you don't want to step in with love, then you should have fear. Anytime you see any one of our motherfucking asses, you should be fucking afraid. And if we don't have them afraid, we're not doing it right. If a motherfucker who don't want to stand on the side of justice is not afraid when they see a revolutionary, something is fucking wrong. How you gonna be unjust and you standing right next to a fucking revolutionary, but you don't have no fear? How does that make any sense? And if a motherfucker who don't give a fuck about justice is not afraid of you, then don't call yourself a fucking revolutionary. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. And that means, what that means at the end of the day is that my love for the people, my love for all of you, my love for everyone that is under the sound of my voice is sufficient enough that I will do whatever it is that is called upon me in order for you to be free. That means that I am down to lay my life out. And I'm saying that and I fucking mean it. I'd rather die with a bunch of motherfuckers so some of us can have freedom than for all of us to die slaves. So when y'all ready to go, I say let's go. When you ready to go, let's go. When you ready to go, let's go. And in the meantime, get fucking ready. Because whether you get ready or not, motherfuckers are coming for us. They coming for us with Mumia or they coming for us without Mumia. If we got Mumia here or if we don't have Mumia, they coming for us. So we need to be getting ready. We need to be getting each other ready. We need to be getting our people ready. So that we can embody the love that we have in our hearts and our souls and our spirits. And we can embody it in a way that has dignity. And dignity means we standing up. Not laying down, not on our knees, not on one knee, not on two knees. Standing up against the unrighteousness. Love, not fear. 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 I say thank you to Mumia. I say thank you to all of my revolutionaries that stepped out here before us when we didn't know what the fuck was going on, who put their lives on the line, who allowed themselves to be put into the crosshairs. Their names were known, their work was known, their families were known. They put themselves, and many of them are here now at this moment. I appreciate and give thanks to them, and those are the footsteps I want to step in. Those are the footsteps that I'm following, the footsteps of our people, the comrades and the contemporaries of Mumia. Mumia and his comrades, like Mama Pam right here. Just as one tiny example. Just one tiny example. We got multiple people here and in our community who have suffered decades lost in these prisons, decades in solitary confinement. And what kept them going? What kept them going if not their love for the people, the same thing that got them there? And then what are we going to do but let them sit there and suffer and not do shit? No. We got to stand the fuck up, and we got to do it right now, because how much time does Mumia have? How much time does he have for us to continue begging? They want to keep us begging until he dies. Is that what we're going to do? He's coming home, and he's going to come home because of us. So we got to be ready to do what we need to do. We need to bring him home by any means necessary. I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. I am a revolutionary. Love, not fear. Love, not fear. I love y'all.
We can all go home now, right? No. So we received word that we got a message from folks in Mexico who are watching our live stream, y'all. So they've been with us for a long time. So we want to say peace to all the family in Mexico right now who are watching. Mumia Libre is right. We also got word that the folks in Germany are watching right now. So we want to say peace to the family in Germany. We also got word that our comrades, Brother Kalanji, Black Power Media is watching right now. Peace to Black Power Media. Dr. Jared Ball's here as well. He's in the building here in Philadelphia. Thank you, Black Power Media, for always being a supporter and long-time supporter to engage this Mumia conversation and this Mumia movement and this Mumia, Free Mumia campaign. I can't go any longer without also mentioning it because it's been raised that this government would like nothing else than to raise up a new generation of political prisoners. As we bring home all the names that we know since Ferguson, 2014, since the protests and the uprising of 2020, we've seen an uptick, we've seen an increase in folk who have been arrested on trumped up charges. And what they want to do is they want more Mumias in these prisons. They want more Imam Jamils in these prisons. They want more Matul Shakurs in the prisons. But they want the modern Matul Shakur. They want the modern Rochelle McGee. They want the modern JoJo Bowen. And they will try however way they can to bring in all their ways, all their legalities, all their injustice to create a new generation. So that the brothers and sisters of AIM members who got locked up in Ferguson in 2014, 2015, and yes, even the uprising of 2016 for Freddie Gray, so on and so forth, they want them to be imprisoned until 2055. They want them to be imprisoned until 2045. They want them to be imprisoned until 2070. Picture that. All the folks who you saw shutting down Philadelphia in the hundreds of thousands on June 1st behind the murder of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and all the names. We know that there were many cases. In one such case, if I could just expound real quick, we want to say free it. 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 Free it. Free it. Free it. Free it. This is a bold black man. This is an organizer, educator, teacher, youth advocate, your comrade and mine, somebody who loves our people, a master teacher, master organizer, master mobilizer, master on this bullhorn, on these chants. We miss his voice. We miss his voice on these microphones. We miss his voice on these bullhorns. And the brilliance and his mastery of the microphone. We miss that voice. But we know, as a member of the legal defense team, that He's going to be freed of his charges very soon, y'all. Free Ed? They're not going to make a mockery of him or nobody else, because we understand and we are committed to making sure that we know and he knows that we love him, that we love his family, and we are supporting him and everyone who's a part of his love network. We want you to know, Ant, that we're behind you still. We're with you, brother. We're with you, brother. We're with you, brother. And so we just want to know that we miss him in the spirit of revolutionary love. Say, free it, free it, free it. But also we must expose some of these names who came out of Ferguson, who didn't make it past 19 years of age, who didn't make it past 20-something years of age, 29 years of age. Names like Darren Seals and DeAndre Joshua, folks who are pivotal in Ferguson. These black men who found themselves all of a sudden killed in torched vehicles that they still claim are mysterious. But we understand, but more importantly, the folk in St. Louis understand and told the world that the government pulled their shenanigans and their devilishment to destroy these individuals, these organizers, but we will never forget their names. Darren Seals, DeAndre Joshua, Brother Josh Williams, I believe, who is still incarcerated in prison since that time period. And so there are so many other names of folk as we have to pack the courts. I want to say this too. One of the things that Mumia talks about a lot also in his commentary is gentrification, y'all. Gentrification, y'all. We got to raise it up. Raise it up. Raise it up. One of the things that Mumia talked about a lot, that's right, ethnic cleansing, this land grab, right? And so, Carmen talked about, everybody say, save the UC townhomes. Save the people's townhomes. Save the people's townhomes. Save the people's townhomes. And that struggle going on right now still at 40th and Market. These movements and campaigns are connected, family. And so when the University of Pennsylvania, UPenn, and private developers want to displace, 70 poor black families, seniors, children, it's shameful. Not only is it shameful, like I said, it's evil. We gotta call it what it is. How many times have you driven past or walked past 40th and Market and seen those housings, those townhomes, seen those children playing or the elders walking around across the street? And now all of a sudden they've been told that they gotta be displaced. They gotta go. And so for the better part of the past year, they've organized. They've strategized. They've worked with folks in the neighborhood. And I'm gonna tell you like this. When you put a bullhorn in the mother's hands, she ain't putting that bullhorn down. And since that time period, they've been able to organize, shut down Penn's campus multiple times, shut down West Philly multiple times, shut down meetings multiple times, because this is about housing, y'all. This is about housing, y'all, and we know that gentrification is hitting not only West Philadelphia, but North Philly is changing, Uptown's changing, South Philly is changing, Southwest is changing, becoming more and more unaffordable. People who grew up in neighborhoods can now not even afford homes in the neighborhoods they grew up in. How the hell is that? How is it that you can grow up as a child in Strawberry Mansion,
to schools in Strawberry Mansion, come of age in Strawberry Mansion, save a little pennies, and can't afford a home in Strawberry Mansion. How in the hell is that possible? What's being created? Why is it that folk that I know personally, who grew up in and around 52nd and Market, right by the L stop, grew up there, went to West Philly High School, went to CCP, not downtown, at Ludlow, and still, as they came of age, can't afford to get a home or even a rental in West Philadelphia. How is that possible? And why are we letting it happen? Everybody keeps saying they have a plan to reduce our population by 2030 this, 2040 that, 2050 that. I don't want to hear no goddamn year until you tell me first, what are you doing about it? Don't just tell me about a plan. Tell me what work are you engaged in to disrupt that plan. So gentrification is also a part of our work. Because Mumia Abu-Jamal said that we must free all of our people. Free them all? 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 We also want to give thanks because sometimes it's important to give thanks. We want to be grateful. We want to be grateful to folks who support this movement. So shout out to all the bus drivers who came today. See, again, I'm talking about stuff that we don't talk about enough. See, somebody had to drive a bus today to get folks here today. Is that right? Somebody had to organize and make some calls to get folk on the bus. Is that right? See, that's the work. I see a bunch of signs here. Somebody was up late making signs. It may not have been you, but let's thank those who did that work. Clap it up for them. We see signs with poles on them that are intricately made with rope and wire. Somebody had to put it together. We give thanks. We give thanks. We see banners made, some with art and some with graphic design. Somebody had to make those signs, those banners. We give thanks again. Your contribution is valued. You can enter into the campaign however you must. It's not just the bullhorn, family. It's not just the bullhorn. Somebody made the calls. Somebody had to text folk, hey, can you just come out today and be in the number? That's a task. We also want to give thanks because we know that in our campaign that there are many venues who, when we say that we're Mumia Abu-Jamal, they say, nah, family, we can't have that there. They say, you know, you're a venue, and we say, oh, it's about Mumia Abu-Jamal, it's about love, not fear, it's about Mumia Abu-Jamal. They say, sorry, we can't have that here. But there's a space called the One Art Community Center, who has religiously, routinely, consistently, gratefully provided a space for Mumia Abu-Jamal, for political prisoners, for our people to gather, for us to share, right in the heart of West Philadelphia. When many folks said no, they said yes. It's very important to note that, to document that in history. We want to thank Malika, because without that consistency, where do we go? Do you know how many times I have a young person say, Brother Gabe, we want to meet and we want to organize around this, that, and the third, but we just don't have the space to do it. It happens more than you think. It happens more than you think. And so to know that you have such a sacred oasis, like one art, is so valuable, family. And so once again, we give thanks and we're grateful. Give it up, y'all. Also want to raise up the fact that there are a lot of seniors in the room, elders, people who are, as Mama Pam says, more seasoned. More seasoned. Right, that's the language, right? You take that? You take that? Sometimes, when it comes to these tasks, we'll have the banners task, we'll have the signs task, and if somebody says on the Zoom call, Brother Gabe, you got to have some chairs as well, brother. You got to have some stools as well, brother. And so we have chairs, and we have stools for those who might need to sit. But it's important to note that our seniors, our elders, are more seasoned, are a wealth of information. Is that right? They are a wealth of insight, a wealth of input, a wealth of guidance, a wealth of teachable moments. They've been doing this for longer than many of us have been alive. And so it's important for us younger folks, and those way younger than me, to acknowledge those who are in our midst. Those who are sacrificing right now to be here. They can be anywhere, y'all. Home, drinking lemonade on somebody's porch. But their mission is different. They built different. They built different. They built different. They built different. And so when we say that we're grateful, we are thankful for those folks who have lived just a little bit longer than some of us and are able to bring their energy to this space. Also want to thank those who are a little bit younger, who are also here. It may be your first action. It might be your first demo. It might be your first time in Philadelphia. We thank y'all for carrying the spirit on, for keeping us on the move. Is that right? And for bringing in a new energy to this space. He's not here right now, but I know that he's here in spirit. Shout out to my brother Santi, y'all. Shout out to Santi. Shout out to Santiago. You already know what it is. Alvarez, master on the graphics. I'm learning my Canva, but I still can't get with it. You know what I mean? But we just say, Santi, can you help us out? He goes right on in and does it for us. But more importantly, more than that, what he does is he says, well, Brother Gabe, we need some different graphics, right? To get a different eye. See, that's what young people can bring to the table. See, we've been doing this for a long time, sometimes a certain kind of way. So new folks and younger folks can bring a different energy that's so required and so needed. So we thank young folks in the room, y'all. Give it up for them, y'all. Give it up, give it up, give it up. So this case is going on. We don't know what's happening upstairs. All we can do is wait. But what we're going to do is more than wait. We're going to send positive vibrations too. If you believe in that, whatever you believe in, we want to, send some energy out that way. If you pray, feel free to pray. If you meditate, feel free to meditate. If we can, matter of fact, real quick, if we could just all have like a moment of stillness right now. I want us to all be still. I want us to all just kind of get to a unified sense of like stillness. This is regardless of what your
spiritual or religious background is. It's not about that at all. I just want us to be on one accord and still for a moment. I want us to breathe in and out. Feel free to close your eyes if you need to. But just for a moment, I want us to all be in unified stillness. And I want us to all be thinking about Mumia Abu-Jamal. Think about his freedom, y'all. I want us to imagine and think about Mumia Abu-Jamal right now.
Walking out of that court. One day, sir.
Put Mumia on your mind as we're all being still right now. Whatever vision you have of Mumia right now, put him right now in the front of your mind as we're in this unified stillness. Yeah, give thanks, y'all. Those moments are important for us. See, this movement, we navigate a lot of pain, y'all. A lot of pain. This system of white supremacy and anti-blackness doesn't care about whether or not we should be here or not. You all right? Peace, peace. So, thank you for that, y'all. Well, it's about noon. We've been here, some of us been here for 4 hours, some of us for 3 hours, some 2, some 1, some 30 minutes. But we out here saying, free Mumia, 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 free Mumia. Thank y'all for being strong, y'all.
41 years.
41 years. 41 years. 81. It's a long time. Thank everybody for staying strong with these banners, man. I know it takes a lot to be here, but we're here for as long as it takes, right, Rod?
Right.
Right, Rod?
That's right.
Come on, Baba Zahid.
Right on, right on.
you've ever done jail support like we've done in the past, when our comrades get arrested, for the better part of the past decade, if not longer, we do jail support. What does that mean, Brother Gabe? Well, we had a rally of protest, folks get beat down and arrested. What do we do first? Go get them. We go right to the roundhouse, we go right to the precinct, stay outside till they come home and get out. It's called jail support. We've been doing it for a long time. A long time. And so in that same spirit of jail support, we also want to show support for our political prisoners by being out here as long as it takes. Is that right? Are y'all here? Are y'all here? Are y'all here? As long as it takes? 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 We might lose our voices out here. That's okay. We'll get them back. We'll get them back. It's okay. We'll get them back. Your back might be a little bit sweaty. It's okay. It'll dry out. You can wash that. Your feet might be hurting. It's okay. Lay down all tonight. Get a little rest. Right? Lay your feet up a little bit. It's okay. Your arms might be hurting from holding something for the past 2-3 hours. It's okay. You get that strength back. And so the point is, our resiliency, our bounce back, our ability to stand strong in this war. We being warred upon. And so when you're being warred upon, you understand what it means to be steadfast, to be strong. Somebody got to hold that flag. And you might have to hold it for longer than you thought you would have to hold it. But you got to hold it. You might have to hold something else in your hand and have it aimed correctly at the enemy. And you might have to hold it longer than you wanted to hold it. But you got to hold it. So we want to stand strong. We want to stand strong. We want to stand strong. But also, I'll say this too, because in the spirit of unity, in the spirit of comradeship in the village, I'll say this too. If you want to help somebody out and replace someone of their task, right? Feel free to say, all right, I see you've been holding that flag up or that banner up or that puppet up for a while. Let me relieve you of that task for a moment if you would like. Huh? See, that's the work too. That's the work too. That's the work too. So we can do that as a building. So this should be finishing up soon. Hopefully we'll hear back this word. We'll get the support back. We'll see what we're here. We'll know what's going on. We'll open it up again. If anybody wants to provide a couple of words in solidarity with Mumia Abu-Jamal in this campaign, we'll open it up now if anybody wants to provide a couple of new words or a few words or new words about Mumia. We can do so now. Anybody have a few words that you want to share in solidarity? Anybody want to share? Yeah, of course.
Peace and love, everyone. Black power.
Black power. Black power.
So I am a mother in a revolutionary here in Philadelphia. And every day, yes, my name is Camille Bell. I go by Zuna. That is my chosen name. Okay, that means truth. I chose that name. It means truth. So every day I read to my young sons from a book written by a scholar in the revolutionary named Walimu K. Bomani Baruti, because I want my children to know the truth as they step out here every day. And today's word in his book of Revolutionary Daily Thoughts is, there's a quote, conscious resistance in a hostile environment of oppression cannot be viewed as radical.
That's right.
It is, in fact, a sign of normal behavior. The individual or group who does not resist when oppressed is abnormal. That is by Kofi Ade. But Baba Baruti says, if they had one, you and I would have never come into existence. If they had been successful in their attempt to turn us into something less, there would be no reason to be African. The revolutionary need to return home is a power built into our spirit. Although they did not create this internal drive toward the balance of freedom, through forcing their oppressive afflictions into our spaces, they incited it. No genius can be suppressed indefinitely. It will rise again and again and again until it is returned to its normal state. Free Mumia!
Free Mumia!
Free Mumia!
Free Mumia!
Free them all!
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 Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So we're here. Can you hear? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Is it low? Is it low? Coming in low? You can't hear it? Not at all. 1, 2, 1, 2. Is that better? It's dying though, right? It's dying. Oh, yeah. So, somebody just did talk about bringing it. Because that would be a good thing for the
was thinking that it's almost time for us to leave.
1:30, we leave.
That's what she just said.
Yeah.
You got a great.
This is unusually long. We expect it to last this long.
Yeah, exactly.
This will last like a half hour.
Gabe, what kind of batteries you need? Gabe.
What kind of batteries, Gabe?
Well, let me see, because let me see if this one works.
You got two of them?
Yeah. Gotta be helpful, right? I tried this last night.
You might have to start bringing me a chair.
1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think I have it. One, two.
That's probably where she went. So what I did is I went to I can't think I don't want to.
It's already 12 o'clock. Yeah, for some reason I might have
you sign over here. Nico's a done.
See him?
Yeah. Oh, you was? So you was there before? I know. So you was there at SCI what?
We was at
Green?
Huntington.
I'm about to say Green. Okay, Huntington. Hello? Yeah. And now he's at Amahno now. That's you know it, yeah. From what year was you there? Gotcha. Understood. So, no. It's love. It's love.
Oh, you're independent. Oh, how does that work?
It's love.
Right. You're independent, but how do you get your material out there?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
YouTube.
So we're going to be, they do that on purpose. So I'm going to just let Nick know that we're probably not going to use it. Yeah. So I called them and said that we could extend it till 2, but they hit me back in. So at this point, they're doing a recess, and it's going to be probably an hour. They're on the recess now. It just started. It's for lunch. They got to do lunch. So that's probably an hour, which means if they come back, they got to resume again, and it's, So I wanted to let you know that I'm probably going to let them know. Thanks again for the opportunity. Probably not going to use the church. I think what I want to do for the community, people here, Joe, I think it makes sense. Have everybody just say, hey, if you want to stay, if folks want to eat, there's a terminal right there. You can get something to eat. We plan on getting pizza, but I don't think, you know what I mean? Like, what are we going to do if we can't control this? So if people want to do it, they can. And maybe we can just assume here at 1 or I'll probably just stay here, but
The yellow shirt, yellow hop shirt.
I don't know what you think. Like, what do folks think?
Umbrella.
Think that makes sense? I'm gonna let a Unitarian church know. I'll just say thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah,
that's why I knew it was gonna be hard. I was trying to do like time-wise. I mean, we thought it would be like the first thing, but they had like 5 cases ahead of it. I think they did on purpose. Because Johanna said that's like not. She said that's like not like them to like have so many before. So. So yeah, maybe we just let the people know there's a recess, and I'll let Nick and what's his face, Norman. I'll let Nick and Norman know that we're not gonna. So Norman emailed Nick when I began asking about, because what happened was the contract said sanctuary, and so I emailed them back and was like, just so we're clear, sanctuary isn't the spot downstairs, right? That I was looking for, like with the kitchen. And they were like, actually, no. They were like, no. They was like, we got y'all for sanctuary because it's not available. I'm like, ah. So he put me on with Nick to see if they could like work something out. But he was like, nah. It was like, it wasn't available. What's it called? Griffin Hall, I guess it's called. I don't know the name. Yeah, he says it's called Griffin Hall. So where can we get those at? I can. Okay.
You all right, Marcella?
I'm okay. I'm not trying to push it.
5-11 or CVS. He feels it takes 8 right now.
18?
What I was thinking, and I'm like, let's either hold my flag. I gave us the flag and the video just to do this.
Lawyers, all upstairs.
It's hard to move with your hands up the whole time.
So it takes 8 C batteries too.
I wish I had known because I have 5 minute recess.
Oh, 5 minutes.
Okay. So don't. Okay. So should I? Is that Betsy? So maybe it's not a lunch break.
Can that charge via USB?
Yeah.
I have a battery pack.
Okay. Yeah, that can help. Yeah, that would help. I want to get some signs ready. You made a decision? What? Thank you, Sonny. Okay, gotcha. So they're still meeting, or are they in recess? Chris, only fits one? You got one in there?
fits 1 or 2.
Here. Alex.
Oh yeah, I was just trying to
There's no clue on the, okay. The prosecution is arguing that they should have argued that at the original trial.
Okay.
That therefore, since they didn't do it then, can't be argued now.
Huh.
That's what the prosecution is arguing.
That's very interesting.
And the towards our side contesting that. But the judge still hasn't. I thought she looked at all the papers and would have come out with a decision.
That's what we were told.
Like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, bro. We're charging up the batteries now. Yeah, batteries died. So, you're from where again?
I'm not from Oregon.
No, like,
oh yeah.
Oh, you were Cindy, right? You were Cindy. Okay, yeah. Nah, so I'm gonna contact. So here's the deal, right? You only have the church for like 1:30.
Yeah.
So it's in my estimation.
They're still up there. They haven't even gotten to the case.
And they're in recess.
Oh,
they got to the case.
They're arguing it.
They're arguing.
But they took recess for lunch.
No. Maybe a 5 minutes.
5 minute recess. Which probably means 12:30. But still, we got to get up there. So in my estimation, I think the church is probably gonna be due by the time. Because we only have it till like 1, maybe 1:30. So. Which means an hour. So, right. The whole goal was to march ahead.
Daniel!
Get a 30 for 20.
Yes. Can I get a man? Can I get a man? Please,
Just up the parkway, just to the left. What? Yeah, the hope was that by this time we would have been done, and we would have just been gone together.
I want them to come out and
Exactly. Exactly.
Right here.
Because we are whatever, then it is. The food is so like.
Thank you.
So what do you have?
Daniel, can you take over?
Right. So, but see, no, for sure. So the goal was to order pizza. And we were gonna order it like an hour ago, and everything got delayed. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like the whole plan was to order around 10.
Tell me, I think my
How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand beside it? We all pay a part of it. We must fulfill the book. Won't you help us stop the time? How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? We all play a part of it. We must fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing another song of freedom? Won't you help me sing another song of freedom? It's all I ever have. Redemption song. It's all I ever have. Redemption song. Redemption song. Redemption song. Free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free Mumia.
We got more music. Hey y'all, hold up. We about to make this the people's corner, is that right? Yeah! This is now called the people's corner. We've already engaged it. We got musicians, we got artists, we got speakers. I want to bring up Comrade Chris. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lock this down because even though our sound is down temporarily, we still working for freedom. Is that right? Yeah. And so this is a people's corner now. People's corner. We're now taking over this corner, the spirit of freedom for our people. And so this is our corner. This is the people's corner. And so we want to bring up another musician. We want to bring him up. Keep thinking. Get that family. And we're going to keep rotating now until we hear more information, all right? Yeah.
You have the megaphone?
Everything's turning. Everything's all.
Okay. I have a song. Hello, hi. Checking, testing, 1, 2. Testing. You know what? It'll be louder if I get under here. All right, so I have a song for and about Mumia. My name is Sarah Torres, and I don't have a title, but Free Mumia Now would work. If you find the hook catchy, sing along. The people's journalist. Does not quit. Though locked away for decades, his words break through and resonate. Mumia, voice of the voiceless. Do we know what the choice is? Whisper, stay silent, or speak truth and shout. Mumia must be released, we've got to get him out. What is the cause?
silence him. Mumia, voice of the voiceless. Do we know what the choice is? Whisper, stay silent, or speak truth and shout. Mumia must be released, we've got to get him out. What is the call? Free them all. Framed, he took them fall. Mumia Abu-Jamal. What is the call? Free them all. He fights for us all. Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Come on, everyone. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. What is the call? Free them all. Framed, he took the fall. Mumia Abu-Jamal. What is the call? Free them all. He fights for us all. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free Mumia Thank you. That was good rhythm.
Very good, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That felt good. I'm sorry. Very good.
Thank you. I like your singing.
Sorry. Yeah, that felt good.
So they probably got wind of that. We're gonna put 5 cases ahead of him. So you know what I mean? Well, we didn't.
That's why I came in there.
Nah, she's Huh? That's the thing?
And they made us wait all morning.
Okay.
This is not being mentioned. Oh, no, thank you. I don't know. I don't know. You've got to mention it to the lawyers. They know. They know. No, but tell them again. Somebody went over to them to ask them. It needs to be underlined.
We have people watching from Mexico. Can you give them an update?
Of course.
We're live right now.
Okay. Greetings, greetings. Hola, hola, compañeros y compañeras. We're so happy that you're supporting. Mumia in Mexico, as you always have, and you've been amazing for decades. So I wish I could be with you in Mexico. So what happened now is the big issue has always been the Batson issue. The Batson issue is the issue of bias, racial bias. And they now, so they're arguing on whether the racial bias that's revealed in the notes that the DA, what they found, one of the things they found in the boxes, was the notes of the DA where he specifically labels everybody B or W. And so it's clear that he's looking at the racial issue. But they're not accepting that as the whole story right now. They're saying we have to come back on December, the lawyers for and against have to come back on December 16th and give very concrete evidence for everything and legal precedents on everything. So the judge is torn. The judge is torn. And they're going to have to do a great job to convince the judge because she's definitely torn, at best. So no decision today. We have been promised a decision, no decision. But the fact, I'm sure you've said that how many people are out here. That is amazing. The turnout is amazing. And in the courtroom we were there and so on. So that's the best I can do for today. And there's stories about the Batson has always been the biggest issue. Because Batson, they have to automatically give a new trial if we win on Batson. And so Batson is the issue. Batson back then was the issue. I was around back then. During the questioning of Batson in whatever year it was, maybe 95, the lawyer, Mumia's lawyer, kept asking for more information. And Judge Sabo was telling her to shut up and sit down. And she said, no, I want this information. And he finally arrested her on the spot in the courtroom. So that's an important piece that has not come up today. So that's what I can say. Do you know Renee?
Yes, I know. Maybe he should be.
Give an update to people watching?
I probably am not the best person. I think John's coming down.
The John's coming down?
Ah, excuse me, sis.
So I'm going to share with you, all right? Yeah. Now, one more thing. You must give us a please. I have to go.
Have a wonderful.
It's a little one. So the term is somewhere.
Wow. You should have been up there.
I got you.
Honest to God.
Yeah, so what is this? This is part of us?
No.
Yeah, no. What's the word?
We're trying to. Yeah, I know. We're trying to do the sound now. It's like that's right though, Joe, right? No. Down, down.
I was afraid we were going to miss the bus.
All the people who took the bus with Gil, please go to that corner.
We're trying to get the sound on so we can give an update for everyone.
Check. Okay. Let's go real quick.
Keep up the good work. Oh, you and Joe.
Hey, family, peace, peace. Everybody all right? Yeah. Hello, can anybody hear? I know it's low, right? It's low?
It ain't really coming
It's
out.
low. Hello? Johanna.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
right.
very short. I'll just say a few things.
I know.
Do you need battery?
We already got, it's just this. Hello, everybody. Can we all gather real quick, please?
Mic check.
Mic check.
One mic.
Mic check, please. Mic check, please. We want to give an official report real quick, please. Mic check, please. One mic. You might have to yell because it's all this day.
Oh, really?
We've been out since 8 o'clock. So we'll try our best. One mic, please.
One mic, folks. One mic.
Before New York leaves and before Jersey leaves, one just official report, please, before we go. First of all, thank you. We know that there was a plan initially to go to the church. That's not going to happen due to time constraints, but we do thank you, and we thank them for their opening up their venue. We do thank them, but it probably makes more sense for us to disperse from here. But before we do that, we are going to get a quick report from Dr. Johanna Fernandez.
Mic check. Are we all here? Are we all here? Mic check. Mic check. Are we gonna free Mumia?
Yes.
Are we gonna free Mumia?
Yes.
I need to hear it louder. Are we going to free Mumia?
Yes. Hell yeah.
All right. That's why we're here, and we've been summoned to return to this courtroom on December 16th. 16. December 16, we returned. What happened in the courtroom? The judge essentially wrote a 31-page decision, but before she issued her decision, she asked the attorneys, both the prosecutors and our attorneys, to make arguments. Essentially, it seems that the new evidence that was discovered in 2019 seems to be dismissed by the judge. Right now, the question that might be salvageable is the issue of Batson, which, as you know, is the issue of discrimination in jury selection. So she issued a motion to dismiss which means that under the law, our attorneys have 20 days to respond and to rebut or challenge her motion to dismiss, which is the position of the prosecution, of the DA's office. And the DA has 10 days to respond. Okay, a lot happened in the courtroom, but what do we see emerging? What we see emerging is that this lower court is taking as fact and truth the evidence and findings of the original prosecutor, the police, and the lower courts. So it's essentially a case, again, of asking the goat to watch the lettuce.
Right.
Essentially, you have a lower court, a police department, and a prosecution that was corrupt to the core, that concocted evidence, manufactured evidence, and hid evidence. And because of the laws of this country, this judge is accepting as fact those findings of the lower court. What do we have to do? Is expose the fact that 35 of the 35 police officers involved in this case, 15 were convicted, charged for manufacturing evidence and essentially framing the person jailed. And on and on and on and on. We know that there is a long history in this courtroom, in this courthouse, of essentially dismissing Black jurors. We know that. What's the name of the tapes? The McMahon tapes tell us that. Our assignment is really to teach the citizens of the city, mostly of the city, because the world knows that Mumia is innocent. This city does not, because there is a blackout on this case. We need to teach the people of this city the very basics of this case, and bring more people out here, and have people talking about Mumia in their churches, in the schools, in the streets. But once again, just to give you a sense of what's coming up next, December 16th at 9:30 is when the courtroom opens. That's when we are to be here. I think we have to have a lot more Black people in the courtroom, inside. Yes. We need Black people, people of color, those affected by the disaster of the hyper-incarceration of Black people and Latinos. We need you in the courtroom, sending a message to the judge and to the press that we are not going to take this sitting down. So again, December 16th, we return. The motion is to dismiss. However, our attorneys have 20 days from now to challenge this impending decision on the part of this judge. And we know that we saved Mumia in the streets. That's how we saved Mumia.
That's right.
Mumia is alive because we waged a struggle in the streets to save his life. We need to continue to do that in every street, school, church, hospital, right here in Philadelphia. And I have no doubt that with the power of the people, with a strategy that's on the ground, in the grassroots, we're going to bring Mumia home.
Yeah! Yeah!
Get here early, to get here before the cops get in there, because they take up a whole lot of
A lot of
room.
space. So real quick, I want to, I know that there are several folks. First of all, let me say this before I bring up Gil and the New York people. We want to say thank you for being here in Philly today, right? Thank you, right? For making the trip, some longer than others. Some got up at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning to be here.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock for some, for others. Some been here since Monday. We want to say thank you all for making the trip, for making the drive, for hopping on a bus, hopping on a van, hopping on a flight, for being here. Thank everybody who was typing in all on the live stream, for showing up inside the court and outside the courtroom. Being in the number is very, very important towards keeping this movement alive. And so we'll be here again on the 16th. One word from for the New York folks from Gil.
Right, Gil.
And also thank you to the folks who came here from Newark. Pop's in the house. Pop is in the house. All right. So New York folks, I just called the bus driver. We're just going to meet him where he dropped us off. 2 blocks up that way and then to the right in front of the Arch Street Church where the cones were. You can follow me there. There's no reason to walk there until closer to 1:30, but that's the plan for us to gather at the bus at 1:30. The cops hassle the bus drivers, so let's keep it together and go and show up, all of us there, and not missing a couple folks. Thank you.
All right, y'all. So everybody should let's go in peace before everybody leaves. One more time, y'all. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Say what? Brick by brick, wall by wall, we gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Say what? Brick by brick, wall by wall, we gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we gonna free Mumia Abu-Jamal. Free Mumia, y'all. What's the call? Free them all. 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 Fist up. What's the call? Free them all. 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 Everybody give us a piece, y'all.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's brick by brick, not court by court. Right. All right. Are you from PA? Yeah. Okay. You giving me this?
Oh, we can give you one.
Okay, one. That's it. I get one for me.
If you want my yes,
thank you, but I like the hand permission.
Of course, of course. Thank you, bro. You got your joint, right? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Joe, who's generator?